So, what are you feeling for dinner? Bit of burgers, chips?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Bit of seasoning? Like,
Yeah, a little bit, yeah, definitely something like that,
yeah. I'm thinking secret stuff!
You have no idea how long it took us to get that ready. Oh god. So, even when we don't see a staff, there's a staff.
There's always a staff.
There's always a staff.
There's always a staff.
No.
So...
Jeez, that was the most like Liam Gallagher I've ever said that.
Well, you had to be missing 2 teeth first.
yeah.
Actually, funny you should mention him. Actually, we're straight into a fucking tangent.
Oh yeah,
but funny you should mention him. You know the way like Bohemian Rhapsody and all, and like Rocket Man are getting movies.
Oh yeah, is he looking for one now?
No. Apparently Oasis have one. It's in development, but Noel won't give them the rights to use his music, even though it would like give him a shit ton of money and publicity for his own music.
No, but it's just those two are just like. The pair of them is what I imagine like me and my brother would be like if we actually didn't like each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, straight up, like if me and my brother actually just didn't like each other, I think that's how we would be. But because we actually do, or like at least on my side, I think we do. Because I like him for the most part.
Meanwhile,
he's just like he's got like a voodoo doll home going, you little cunt.
He's like it's like that episode of Hey Arnold. You after carving your face into a potato, and he's after like piking it, and he's there like putting a fucking noose around it, and he's like.
To be fair, I don't even think you'd have that much energy. I think you'd do something like say like a first person shooter or something like that. You'd be playing and you just put my name as all the enemies. It's just like actually that sounds way too skill shootery for Steve. To be fair, he has a lot of airsoft guns, but like he doesn't give enough of a shit about people to do that.
This is my rifle. There are many like it, but this one's mine. It's mine.
my brother's not a psychopath, by the way. He's very much like me and him are very similar in terms of
high functioning sociopath.
Yeah, exactly. Like he's a very interesting dude.
Yeah.
But that's what was my point was if we actually legitimately hated one another, I think we'd be like that because we'd be like it wouldn't even because like with them it's money. Would also just be like no, go fuck yourself.
It's like speaking of Gallagher though, I remember back when YouTube was just kind of becoming a thing, like way back in 2008-ish. Or was it 2006? I don't know fucking
2005 it was like started.
Yeah.
But it really didn't like start popping until like 7, 8.
I saw the video in 2008. It was like
it's
like I'm mad into my music. And like so like there were these 2 videos called 10 Things Liam Gallagher Loves and Hates, 10 Things Noel Gallagher Loves and Hates. Now Noel is after making this like really articulate list.
Oh yeah.
And then like starts off Liam's like 10 things you love person. Mate, football, TV. My bed's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And like he starts going off like I mean
he's a real Manchester boy.
Yeah,
he's a real Manchester boy rather than like Liam's like I put him on like one of those correlations between like as Manchester as he is how Scouts like John Bishop and like Stephen Gerrard and Jamie Carragher are in terms of not how they rep it but how they just speak. Like there's a reason why those brothers are like the stereotype of how Manchester speaks.
Well, it's funny you should mention because like in the 10 things he hates it's like
Scousers.
Again like Noel came up with like really articulate list of things he doesn't like and then it gets Noel he does this like list of things like really articulate list of things he doesn't like gets to Liam and it's like Man United.
Yeah.
He's like fucking hate Man United. Man United 10 times. I don't like Man United.
Yeah. To be fair, like I love Oasis. I just love their music. Like they're gobshites. Like in terms of
anyway, here's Wonderwall.
Oh god, literally, whenever someone pulls that out, you've seen this happen. Like the amount of times where I literally just grab the top of the strings and just go no, stop it. Like I can't even listen to that song in like
pubs.
Like not even in pubs because pubs it's one of those things of you kind of like I can't control it so I'll just deal with it. But if I have any way, shape or form a say in what's on, someone starts sticking on or playing Wonderwall, I will punt you. I will look like Pat McAfee as I stick my boot round your fucking skull, like, straight out. It's funny whenever we do this, and I think the only pre-existing like podcast or group who would probably be like, yeah, we fuck with them, would probably be Pat McAfee and his thing. Not Barstool, because they'd be a bit like, we just don't get them.
I'm envisioning like someone going over to a jukebox, putting on Wonderwall, and you're kind of like the Constantine quote, "I've never punched an angel, mate, but you are begging for it."
Yeah, you're begging to get knocked the fuck out. To be fair, it could be a thing where like Noel or Liam Gallagher could be on stage playing it, and I'll be like,
man,
I still want to smack the shit out. I know it's your song and all, but no.
At this stage, they're probably even sick of Wonderwall.
Yeah,
anyways,
to be fair, I wouldn't blame them either, to be fair, man, straight out.
So, I picked up the new issue of Deceased recently, and I was not ready.
This is like, it's a thing for me where it's really fresh in my head, because I didn't get a chance. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to grab it, because like literally the last like week and a half I spent at home, just doing shit, and writing and all this sort of crap, because I don't get paid that much. But
join our Patreon that we don't have.
That we don't have. It'll end up being like a thing where it's like there's literally gonna be like Staffcast, like, but it's spelled like slightly differently. That's about like martial arts, and they're gonna be like, why are we getting all these things that say like why are people shouting staff at us and giving us money and then asking us to talk about Batman?
Or a fishing podcast.
Yeah, it's a fishing podcast, and it's just like like something in the south where it's like, God damn it, Randy, I don't speak this nerdy bullshit. But like, it's really fresh in my mind because I only read it like 15, 20 minutes ago, I'd say.
Yeah, thereabouts.
Thereabouts. It's one of those ones where it's like, this is the feeling I've gotten from this one. If you had a really weird, or like, you know, like you're in bed and you just finish reading a Batman story or anybody's story in DC really, and you had a weird Elseworld kind of thing jump in your head, you're probably gonna get it in this. Like, you really are. Like, if you've cosplayed as
Zombie Batman,
Zombie Batman, like that's just a thing. But like, if you've cosplayed as something that's like, it doesn't exist, but screw it, I don't care. Chances are you're gonna be ratified by this book.
Yeah, like, we have absolutely no problems going into spoilers system, because here, we gave you the recommendation in the last episode. Fuck off.
Yeah, and like, to be fair, if we've talked about this 3 times, so if you're getting to the point where you've watched this, and this, like, you've already received 2 warnings, this is the time where you're just not getting it. Because at this point, if you haven't read it and you're still watching, you either are just like, I'll just get it from these lads, or I'll get their opinion and then read it. But if you're not looking for spoilers and you're still going to watch this, it's your own fault.
You're in the wrong place.
It's really, like, not even that, it's your own fault because you've been warned.
No.
But
no, it's like,
crazy.
If anything, the past 10 seconds I was telling you to not actually...
That's your warning.
For spoilers, this is officially your spoiler warning.
Yeah.
But, fucking Batman, man.
Yeah, that is probably one of the most... It's probably like the only time where I can imagine them like actually drawing him crying without it being his parents.
Yeah.
Which was, I can't remember what story it was, but I remember there's the...
It was Corvallis.
No, it wasn't. Like, I'm talking about... No, it was the one where it's like the vision of his parents. And he's like holding on to him and he starts bawling, crying, and he's like, please don't leave me again. I can't remember what book it's from, but
Corvallis.
You sure it didn't look like Capullo art?
Yeah. When he's in the maze and they're showing him the visions and he's like trying to hold on for dear life.
You're probably right, but I'm also thinking like it did. Like, I'm seeing the image in my head, and it does not look like Capullo work. But anyway, it could be just a thing.
I only know because I only reread Corvallis recently, so that's
you're probably
that's legit.
It wouldn't surprise me if it's the exact same thing. It's just it was very. The art style I think it was very late 90s, early 2000s.
Like Gleason early.
Yeah, that'll probably be the closest. Like it could be in my head. I imagine it slightly differently because I haven't seen it for a while. I will find it at some point and we'll put it somewhere and we'll figure it out. But bar those situations, regardless of which book it's in or whatever, those are the only times where I can really see him crying and being like, yeah, that makes complete sense. Or not even makes complete sense. It's like, if he's gonna break his arse crying, it's gonna be then.
I think it's the first time he's really cried since Requiem for Damien.
Yeah, and even still, it wasn't even like... it was a thing where it looked like he was on the verge of it. And then, like, obviously, like, this is your last chance. When he turns, it's like as if it was just about to happen, he was about to ball it, and then everything just shut off. So it was like, I'm gonna cry zombie now.
See, the thing is, I think I felt worse for Alfred because
had
a scene basically.
God.
I know. Because now we all know that Alfred is like Bruce's major father figure.
Like his own, in terms of living, his only real father figure.
It's the only father figure he ever really had. Because let's be real, Thomas Wayne was not around for his childhood.
Yeah, exactly, and it's also a thing of when you're dead at, like, what was it, 10 or 8 or 10? It is 8. I was right the first time.
Yeah.
Well, like, when you die, when your father dies at 8, it's probably a thing where, like, half of that time, you don't have full, well, at least when you get older, you don't have full recognition of those memories.
No.
So he didn't even have 8 years with his dad in terms of, like, when he gets to the point where he's Batman, he thinks back on these things. He has 4 years. Which I know 4 years is not a short time, but for a kid, when that's half your life, it's still not a lot. Like if you turn around and ask me memories from when I was 4 to 8, I probably won't be able to give you much that I remember. I'll probably be able to give you things my mum and dad had told me.
And you remember from what they told you?
Yeah, from what they told me. So if it's a thing of it's shit that happened between his parents and him, there's literally no one to tell him, oh yeah, blah 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 blah. The closest thing you have to that is Alfred, who would still be, even without bringing his parents into it, would be way more of a parent than at least Thomas would have been.
Even when Bruce was a kid, it was Alfred who would have had to take care of him.
Yeah, who would have taken care of him, brought him.
That's what I mean, like, he's the true father figure.
Yeah, he's the true father figure.
Consistently throughout his whole life.
Yeah, it's just a thing of, like, once his father dies, it's a thing of that becomes distinctly clear, because no one can even say, oh, he's just a butler, that's his dad. It's like, oh no, he's their butler, but he's his dad. You know.
If you excuse me, I must take this tainted cinnamon roll and raise it for my own.
Essentially, yeah.
But like, see, when Alfred actually has to, he's like standing behind Bruce with a fucking shotgun. As
through
Bruce
the entire conversation, he's sitting there like, I'm a pump a bitch.
Like, Bruce is basically wearing Mr. Freeze's like prototype suit, like cryo suit.
Yeah, so I think it's like, it looks like, I know like it's a thing if you could say that about all the suits, but what it makes me think of most of was like is the design. No, with design and the animators. With the circular, it's like got the circular belt kind of almost like rivet, kind of very large rivet, like kind of belt buckle on the midriff, and then the very big shoulders and everything, like very flared shoulders.
So he's wearing like a Mr. Freeze suit, and to like slow down the
his metabolism,
so he wouldn't turn as quick. So he could explain the whole situation to Damien and Clark
and
by Skype, basically.
Yeah, essentially it's like bat Skype, because he gives them like a little, like pretty much like it's a batty-talkie, pretty much, because he even has the bat.
Because like the virus spreads by social media, but then Batman's not on his own social media.
To be fair, I imagine Batman's like one of those YouTubers where he's like, he's got it, but he's like got some underling who's like, put my shit out there.
Yeah, basically.
But even still,
Wayne Enterprises
is his social media, essentially.
Yeah, but in any case, so he's like having this entire conversation, like Damien low-key knows what's gonna happen, and like Damien kind of starts to break down, and Bruce like explaining to him that he's left in a bat suit that he hoped to see him in someday, and I'm like, Bruce!
Oh,
but then
God.
this entire time, it pans to Alfred, and he's there holding a fucking shotgun, and I'm like...
He's literally, it's the most Walking Dead I've ever seen Batman.
Yeah, because like...
It's so like, it's one of those things of...
I'm still not over
that moment of impending doom. Like, everyone else can't accept it. But I'd say it's because it's a thing of... Alfred has been there, obviously, in every situation in terms of having to stitch him up, find him when he's at his worst. It's a thing where they're probably not surprised in terms of, oh, he's going to die, or I'm going to die. It's just a thing of, like, I think even Alfred says it, it's like, I think they're more surprised that this is how it goes out, or this is how it ends.
Yeah.
Like, rather than being shot, or, like, well, being shot in terms of shot down by a villain, or, you know, dying on Apocalypse, or, you know, dying something like this. It's a thing if he just turns into a feral animal and attacks him. It's like, you didn't deserve this. Like, as much as you were fucked up, you didn't deserve to go out like a dog.
Yeah, because, like, I mean, where I was going with the father figure element of Alfred is, like, his last words to him are, like, I'm sorry, son.
Yeah.
I know he's called him son a few times throughout the course of Bat history.
Yeah, exactly.
But like this specifically was very kind of like, here, could you hold that up? I'm going to try and zoom in on this shit.
Yeah, because it's also the fact as well. It's not even like the thing I could see. The two different opinions of it could be one. You could say he's being extremely cold because it's a thing of like there's no hesitation in it. But the other side of it is it's also, you could say it's also very loving because there's no hesitation because you'd be like, there is not a goddamn chance that that he'd want the last thought of him becoming an animal and attacking people he would care about, or in normal situation he would protect.
He protect, he attack.
Yeah, essentially, he'd protect, he attack, but also he need a snack.
He need bat snack.
He need bat snack, and apparently he wanted that to be offered. So, but like it is one of those things where I actually find I only noticed this now. You can actually see they actually animated his hand shaking, which not animated, but they drew in effect to show his hands are shaking. He's completely. He's completely like, yes, this is going to happen and I have to do this, but he's not also he's not taking any sort of pleasure or dignification in it. He's like, oh, fuck's sake.
Because he, as a soldier, previously, he has been able to emotionally detach himself from certain things, but this is Bruce. Yeah,
this is the thing of, you spend your entire life in an army, but you spend, the remainder of, essentially the remainder of your life looking after a young fella and seeing him from when he's born, or around when he's born, to becoming a kid, losing his parents, and then becoming a man, and then becoming this thing. To then sort of turn around, look at him, and suddenly he's this monster, and you're like, oh fuck, I have to go home now. It's one of those things where Batman has never made me before think so much of Cujo, where it's he has to gun down a fucking mindless animal, but instead of it being a fucking Saint Bernard, I think he is, whatever Cujo is, to it being his son, it's what the fuck.
The thing that I find truly tragic about the whole situation is that Batman was born out of being alone in the dark, having heard 2 gunshots, to having to die himself alone in the dark.
With a gunshot.
Yeah.
That's
It's 2 bullets created Batman, 1 bullet
ended him, yeah. And it's and it's also another thing that's very fucking odd is that it's not even it's one of those things where you imagine going out in the suit filled with bullet holes, or just being laid down by the Justice League or something like that. He's actually in a villain suit when he gets shot down, which I find very interesting because it's a tragic villain. So he was wearing if he was wearing Darkseid's armor or something like that, I'd be like, it just makes him look that more like he's just a mindless monster and he just wants to kill him.
Yeah.
But the fact that it's a tragic villain like Freeze, who's wearing
a character who was reworked into a Shakespearean tragedy.
Yeah, exactly. Someone who was a very tragic character in their own right, to die in his suit essentially, and to complete his own sort of view of being a tragic character. It's very interesting to see that parallel of you're almost implanting the same feelings that you feel towards Freeze onto Batman in his last moments in the book.
Yeah.
Which fucks me up in multiple ways, because then it's like, oh my god, Laura.
But one thing that was so cool about Deceased, and I hope to see so many fucking cosplayers do this as well, is just Green Lantern Canary. Green Lantern
Canary! I have never been more scared and aroused at the same time. that is just badass though, because I thought it was going to be when it was a thing of it was searching, I thought it was going to be most of the other times. It's pew, fires off into the distance, and then 2 books later you'd see what the repercussion was.
Yeah, because Hal fucking dies basically.
Yeah, he
died doing what he loved, tweeting.
Yeah, he literally, it's essentially the most, so far, the most classic 80s horror movie these books have gotten, because
They were camping
in the fucking woods. And it's essentially Ollie does an Ollie and just doesn't shut the fuck up, and makes it to the point where Hal just kind of goes,
I'm going to bed.
Okay, I'm going to bed now. Sound, thanks for that. And literally within a panel of him being gone, they hear growls and shit, and it's all of a sudden
a George Romero movie.
Essentially, yeah, but it's literally just you see a tent and then you turn over the page and the entire thing just exploded with green energy and this. It's very funny though because when I first looked at the first thing, like the first panel of him standing there like with the shadow and everything all over him, first thing that came in my head was Dawnbreaker from
Skyrim?
No, not Skyrim, not from Skyrim, whatever. Oh no, that's a fucking D&D thing. The Green Lantern Dark Knight, or Dark Knight Metal.
Sorry, from Metal, yeah.
From Metal, yeah. What was his name?
I think it actually was Dawnbreaker. Something to that effect.
Yeah, like it made me think of that. Like, well, probably, yeah, because it's a DC book and Batman's always somewhere in the back of your head. But also just the fact that it was like very decrepit, very zombie looking, obviously. But also he's covered in darkness. I was like, that looks a little bit too familiar. Like, literally, if they just changed up the costume a little bit and gave him the ears, I'd probably be like, oh,
hi,
Batman.
Bruce.
Oh, hi, Bruce. Hey, what the fuck are you doing here again? Oh, God, not you.
Hello, pasty white man with chiseled chin.
Hello. Hello, Robert Pattinson.
I'm still all for it.
Yeah, I'm still all for it as well, but that's a bit too a bit too accurate. But like I just found it really funny that it's like looking at it and my brain, instead of just going zombie hell, it went to something completely fucking different. And it's like
The hamster on the wheel just goes, huh?
it's just like, Jay, what the fuck are you on about? I was like, I don't know. But it's very. I'll say this much: the artist who's working on who was the artist that's working on my brain keeps blanking on that.
I'll tell you now.
Yeah, it should say in the front.
There's either there's surnames on the front.
Yeah.
Penciler was Trevor Hairsine. I don't know how you pronounce that.
His art style suits. Like obviously, he can see whatever he wants to do. But just the way he seems to do things is so perfect for like horror books. Like, to be fair, he's one of those very few individuals that I would look at and go, like Hellboy or Spawn, he'd do a great job on. Yeah. Because bar being able to do.
It does quite look like Spawn.
It does, like a bit, like more so recent Spawn rather than like 90s Spawn. Because 90s Spawn is like Todd McFarlane, Greg Pulo.
This looks very much like
that's very much Deceased. Like Deceased, if it was done in the 90s, is how I describe that. Yeah, but that's very much what I mean. Is like he could do that in a heartbeat.
Like, right down to the color work. All the color work was done by someone else.
Yeah, but like it's also a thing of it would be a thing where he still had input.
Yeah.
Like it just wouldn't be like I want this to be green. Okay, I'm gonna make it bright purple.
The colorist was Rain Berardo. I'm terrible with names.
We're so bad with names.
I'm so fucking sorry.
But like he has a art style which like I think is great for merging horror books and comic books, which is just not comic books but superhero books, which is essentially what they're doing.
Yeah.
Which I think is it's great because like if you had someone like who could I think of, like Jim Lee, I think he'd do a great job. But I think it would be one of those things that you'd still be like, it's
Jim Lee.
It would be like you'd be thinking this is a superhero book.
Yeah.
Rather than a superhero horror book.
Or like you'd be thinking it's either a superhero book or like a manga looking book.
Yeah.
It's sort of like very like manga inspired.
Manga inspired but still distinctly
still
like
kind of Hush basically. You think of Hush.
Yeah,
whenever I think of Jim Lee,
I think of Hush, yeah. Or even if you went with say just cause like we talk about Batman so much as like Greg Capullo. I think it would look that bit too
clean cut,
yeah, because it would sort of be like,
even though like they can go grimy, but it's still very clean looking.
Yeah, all of his line work is like super
uniform.
Like, yeah, it's like super professional, and like I mean that in like the best way possible. What I mean is, it's the fact that the way the artist seems to like to draw, it's like some like the line and. The line work kind of changes depending on what he is actually doing. Like when he's drawing the zombies, it's completely different to when like he's like even in the faces. When he's drawing the zombies' faces, like even like what would be the slightest line seems much more chaotic.
And yeah, all the different like monsters, all the zombies in it look completely different. It's kind of like when Clay Mann was working on. the book that shall not be named.
Oh yeah.
It was like he did this one beautiful cover of like Wally West in a meadow, and he did every single flower individually.
And blade of grass and fucking everything else. And it's like that's one thing that I like as an attention to detail is rather than being like, I have 5 zombie faces and do the 5 of them in different order. Yeah. He was like, no, I'm going to like. I know it's also a thing of like you would expect to go the extra mile, but you actually go the extra mile something else when you could probably go through the book and you probably find 2 that look similar.
Yeah, and even then it's similar.
And it's because it's like in the background, couldn't put a lot of detail into it. Blonde white boy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it'd be something like that where it's like you don't have enough. You wouldn't have enough detail to say they don't not look alike, but they do look alike.
It's not like in Robert Kirkman's Walking Dead where Charlie Adlard has made like Walker number 1 through Walker number 23 look fairly similar, unless it's like the Walker of a deceased fucking main character.
Yeah, main character, like, which is like, here, if you have to draw like a horde of 600 characters
for an independent comic,
you fucking fire away. You do whatever the fuck you have to do.
Like, granted, he obviously does still ink every. Well, not ink, he doesn't ink it, but like he pencils everything from scratch. But it's kind of like okay, I've done one and starting the next one, and okay, it's similar, but like it's. You can't like, and it's also a thing of where with the Walking Dead ones. I'm by no means calling them lazy. Like I said, Image is an independent brand, even though the Walking Dead has become such a huge phenomenon that it is.
It is still.
It's still independent, like.
And it's weird. It's weird when you think like that, and you think like Image, and you go like with DC, you think like you can turn around and go, oh, blah 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 blah, and you can go Marvel, blah 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 blah. Whereas even my own brain doesn't go like company wise, Walking Dead, Spawn.
Yeah,
and
or Deadly
Saga,
Class.
Or all these other books.
Deadly Class is Image, isn't it? You know the one with... Like,
I know the one you're talking about. Just
Case one, but I've only read like the first 3 issues. It's a really good book from what I read so far, but I want to read the rest of it. Well, I want to read the rest of it before I start the TV show, basically. Yeah,
essentially. Like there's actually a couple of things I want to watch. Like I want to watch Lucifer and all that shit.
Oh, Lucifer's amazing.
Like it came up on the Netflix, and whenever I bring it up, people are like, "You need to watch Lucifer." And I'm like, I just don't have a way to watch it. Now that I have a way to watch it, I can imagine those same people being like, "Did you watch Lucifer yet?"
But they've only got season 4, and they're going to be putting on season 5.
They have season 1. Pretty sure. I'm pretty sure because I was
have season 1.
Literally, the only reason why I put it onto my list was because I was like, does it have season 1? And I'm pretty sure I was like, yes.
If that's season 1, we need to have a binge after this.
Yeah, exactly. Straight out. Yeah.
I'm due a rewatch. I love that show to pieces.
Yeah. To be fair, there's a bunch of different things I want to watch. But in terms of, as we were saying with like The Walking Dead, it makes complete sense to turn around and go, lads, we do not have the time, the energy, or the money, the manpower to be able to go, right, we're going to make 600 unique looking zombies in one shot.
Because none of the art, to my knowledge, none of the art's digital. It's all pencils and inks. It's all
which like, lads, like even with digital, it wouldn't be fucking easy. It would still be a thing of you'd still have to draw that one. Like you may be able to copy them or change it as much as you can, but it would also be a thing of you'd still have to do 600 of the fuckers. So like just the fact that you're going to pencil and paper, it's like, lads, I have no more respect. For like when you see some of the pages and it's like hordes of the fuckers.
Yeah.
Regardless of how similar they look, it still gets across this is a horde of, and actually the fact that it's kind of they're not entirely unique to one another kind of makes it it kind of suits a bit better to get across the idea of these are not people, these are creatures, these are things that just kill and eat and blah 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 blah. Whereas I think in this, because the differences between, like in my head will be between the two, is like narratively. One, the survivors in The Walking Dead, they're not worried. In terms of killing walkers, they're not worried about morality.
No, like in the beginning maybe if they had to put down a friend or something.
No, but like what I mean in terms of just when it comes to walkers.
Stranger number
35. There's no worry of morality. Because it's like, this is a walker, this isn't a person. So it actually would be better if they didn't look unique. Because then you would be able to go, oh,
you can disassociate.
This is a person, and this is a person. These are all. Whereas if they all start looking similar, where they're like bald, dead eyes, big teeth, mildly, like squarish or soft jaw, you're kind of like, okay, this is just another thing. Whereas because in Deceased, obviously they're all heroes and they all still have their morality, regardless of the fact that the people they will protect are now zombies. I think it makes a bigger impact to make them all look unique from one another because it it re-emphasised the fact that these were people, which would buy home, especially at the likes of Clark and John and Damien and Bruce. For characters like them, like Bruce and everyone else, I think it's a thing where it punches home the idea, since especially with Bruce now obviously being dead, but say Ollie, Bruce, Hal, Dinah, it's a thing where they've been working so long and they've been helping so many people. They would probably, like, obviously, like, they can't remember everything, because, like, as much as they're superhuman in their own ways, they can't remember everything, but they would probably start recognising people they've either saved or they had, like, you know, good, like, they're not main characters, but they have good relationships with. Like, for instance, like any of, like, the homeless that, like, Arrow has helped, or just, like, any member of Metropolis that has ever lived there, they would be, like, probably, like, it's probably to the point where most of them would sort of, like, be mildly friendly with him. If, like, in terms of, like, they could go, "Hi, Soups," and you would probably know their name.
Like, everyone has a story about Superman.
Yeah, exactly. Like, so, I think that would be one thing that would fuck them up the most, is, like, if it was a thing of, at some point I'm expecting Clark to have that split second of hesitation and then be like, "Oh shit, no, they're dead."
Like, I just thought of something really, really fucked up, and it's going to make you really sad.
What?
Alfred probably had to put down all the Robins in the manor.
Oh god, he had to murder everybody. Or he had to, at the very least, he had to help Bruce. Because they actually don't show what happens. He just gets jumped, and then it comes to the next book, and he's in the suit.
Yeah.
Which, that's kind of fucked.
So if they're either rampant in the manor, or Alfred just after putting them down and putting sheets over them or burying them, if he had time.
I doubt you probably had time to bury him if it's a thing of...
It just happens.
You know, Bruce is bleeding to death and he has to get help into the suit probably because he just got beaten around.
But then, like, there's like... I'm just starting to feel really bad for Alfred in this book.
Yeah, he's... like, as much as, like, lots of people... Like, there's lots of people who have to deal with a lot of shit. He's had to, like... It's probably like the first time he shot that shotgun in, like, a fairly good fucking time.
Because, like,
maybe since, like, Court of Owls.
Because not even that, but even in, like, remember Public Enemies, he was kind of... he was even kind of threatening with the shotguns, like, I'm aiming for a very specific part of your body, you'll live but not well, blah, blah.
Yeah, but, like, the thing is, what I mean is that he hasn't had to use that, and I'd say it was like, grand, I don't have to use this, and I haven't had to use it, and the next, like, 5 shots he has to use are, like, on his grandkids and his son. Like, that's fucked.
Yeah.
Like, when it's a thing of he's usually pointing it at, like, villains or you know, people trying to get into the back cave or whatever else, and then it's like, oh, my own family are my worst enemies right now, but not even, like, a fucking asshole, just like, no, they're about to eat my face. Like, fuck me. Out of everybody, he's probably got the toughest life.
Yeah, because like when Canary even gets the ring, she has this moment of, I don't want this. Yeah. I don't want it.
Yeah, because like, it's one of those things where she's very much one of those characters that you could easily imagine having it.
Yeah.
But also, you could imagine it being our worst nightmare. Because it's like, god damn it, I have all this... It'd be such a double-edged sword of she has this ability for so much freedom. But also, that ability to have so much freedom is, like, tied with the fact of, no, you're now a super cop.
Yeah, I don't want to be a space cop.
I want to just float around the galaxy instead of having to use... Or fly around the planet instead of having to use my goddamn motorcycle all the time. It's just like, no. You're coming to this strange planet with these weird things, and you're going to pray to this giant lamp. It's like... What? Hal never talked about this weird shit. To be fair though, that's also just makes me think of Ringling.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that though. It's just like, god damn. Oh god.
One day we will record a D&DC game.
Yeah, we will 100%. Like, to be fair, like, it's one of those things of, we're saying this to the fact of we haven't played one since
a while.
Probably like this time, like last year.
Yeah, shit.
It probably would be about this time last year because we kind of... Because Hayden moved in the summer, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, so about this time last year, we did our last one. And that was mental. That was real mental.
We did a weird season finale. You know, we'll do a video one of the days catching up the whole story. We might even actually ask a couple of artists to animate it.
Yeah, that would be a great... Like, actually, if... Like,
as in, I will pay you to animate it.
Yeah, you'll pay you to animate it. Like, to be fair, like, if anybody's cool with that, by the way.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, if you want to do it voluntary, that's great.
If you want to do it, cool, and like we'll show your Instagram or whatever, whatever you want. Really, we'll just name the fucking video after you if you want. But
and my firstborn child. Jokes on them. I'm not having children.
Jokes on them. My first scummy named Lucifer. I'd really love to do that, just to go in and be like, What are you gonna name him, Lucifer? And just keep a straight face throughout the entire thing and let me, like, to be fair, like, I would imagine in this country it'd either be, I'd get someone who's really religious and be like, no, you can't name a child that, or I get someone who doesn't give a shit or doesn't know, and you're like, yeah, go ahead. And either way, it'd be funny.
Or you'll meet, literally anyone from Vertigo Comics and be like, hey.
But maybe I could do like a Bethesda thing where like they gave, like there's the family that they gave like their like promise since Skyrim came out, if they named their kid Dovahkiin, they give them like a copy of every game that comes out.
I wasn't aware of
Did
this.
you not notice?
No.
Yeah, this is the thing. They had like I can't remember if it was a competition or someone just did it and they were like, can we, free market them? And whatever the situation was, apparently Bethesda went. And we're like, yeah, you named your fucking son after like our main character essentially, like we'll send you a bunch of games and shit.
Before we go on to the next topic, how amazing does it smell?
Oh god!
I know.
See, this is the thing. For the people who don't get this, if you're a reader and you're a very olfactory person, you'll get it. But if you're not, you're just gonna be like, these are some creepy bastards sniffing books.
You don't get this with digital comics.
No, digital, like that's one thing I thought would be a good idea.
No, it is a good idea.
No, as in, I thought it would be a good idea for me. But it's just not the same. I can't get on board with that. Like, if you want to do fire away, but
one thing that I really like is, I don't like a lot of recent Marvel books. One thing that I like that they do is, if you buy the physical copy, there's normally like a code, or if you punch it into the Marvel app. If you bought it in person, cool, you don't have to buy it again, you can use it on the app.
Yeah, I remember they started that with Marvel Now, which was about the same time as New 52, which was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Like if I had to compare the two, I would say it was actually pretty even, because there's some characters they did really well and then others they didn't. Like, to be fair, that was partially that led to like one of my favourite. It wasn't part of Marvel Now, but it led to it. Was Superior Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Which is a great one. But anyway, we're not talking Marvel. Like, at some point we might.
We can probably go. We can double back to it in a second. Just
because I want to get onto this as well.
I'm literally just chatting about this just because it's fresh in my head.
Yeah,
it's the last one that I read. I've been catching up on Doomsday Clock. This is the most recent one that's out. Really nice black and white cover.
And also, funnily enough, I think it was not that one, but the one before. We were sitting in Starbucks and someone was sitting there reading it.
That's right.
And we were just like, what?
And like, I hadn't the time to go out to my to Big Bang, which is the comic shop that I frequent. Hey guys. So I mean, I was kind of like looking at this guy reading Doomsday Clock, thinking, you bastard.
Yeah,
I have to wait.
With the late. I think it was the one that came out that day.
Yeah.
And you were literally saying like,
I have to wait till the weekend.
Yeah, you have to wait, and you were sitting there like, I remember when I pointed it out to you. I thought it was a thing where he was like reading one of the first ones. And I was like, oh cool, look, he's reading it as well. And then as I said it, I saw the cover and went,
yeah.
Oh, Graham's gonna hate me now.
But anyways, yeah.
That very film noir, love the colour. Very like what I could imagine the pose or the positioning for like a Black Widow kind of 40s movie.
Like, the covers are very creative, I think.
Yeah, they're very interesting.
Even the bog standard ones look really, really decent. But like, I wouldn't really expect much less from Gary Frank.
Yeah, he's a nut job. Like a nut job in the best way possible.
He's so cool. Like, his artwork is so cool. It took me a while to warm up to him because I didn't like his work on Earth 1, like Batman Earth 1.
Yeah, but it's one of those things of like it. Like that was an odd book in general. So like it's one of those things of if that's your only. If that's your only gateway to him, you'd be kind of like, eh. But once like I've seen the other bits and pieces he did for the covers of Doomsday Clock and other bits, and you're like. Like even the things that are like very simple, like there was one. It was like I can't remember. It was like the fourth, like it was middle of the series kind of one, where it was literally just a thing of like a tumbler of whiskey, and it's just like tumbling, and I was like, never have I been so entranced by a thing of whiskey I wasn't about to drink, or like something like that. It was just very.
I think I have that cover here. Hang on.
It's just very. The movement of it is very impressive because you're not looking at it going like, oh, that looks like that looks like something painted on the wall behind them or something like that, because it's in midair. It looks like you could literally flow down the page and disappear. Like, it's crazy. Like, it's very, very, very cool. That's one thing I love though, when someone can, because I know it mightn't seem like something super impressive.
Oh no, I got the pancake cover.
Yeah. But when someone can do liquid and movement, but with no but with nothing as like a reference, like a wall, or like if you're doing like a river or something like that.
I think it's just glass.
If it's just glass or if it's just midair, I don't know why I find that extremely impressive, even though that's their job. Like it just looks very. I don't know. It just gets me somehow. I don't get it.
It's very aesthetically.
It's very aesthetically pleasing just to see it done well. Where you're like, oh god.
Yeah. But in any ways,
yeah.
So the one thing that I would have to complain about the past couple of issues of Doomsday Clock, although I have been enjoying it for the most part, is that the past like 2.5 issues have felt like filler.
Yeah.
But that's kind of Watchmen's, like it goes forward in time and then it catches you up on someone a little bit beforehand and it catches up in time again and then it's like, there's a lot of backtracking, and this issue is predominantly about Dr. Manhattan, like shit he was doing when he reached Earth 52.
Yeah.
And
I still find it hilarious this all started out from just him wanting to meet Superman.
yeah, he just
like it's a great reason, because like I can't think of another reason that he'd be like, even by accident, it would be like, I want to do this.
Yeah, it's
but like just being like, I just want to meet Superman because he's someone that I'd be like, holy shit, he's impressive. You know,
it's not. That's not even kind of the reason that he wants to meet him. I mean, it's probably one of them. But the thing is about Dr. Manhattan is DC. Like Jeff Johns has once again changed over DC continuity in a big way since Flashpoint again, in that Dr. Manhattan has inadvertently caused every single crisis in the DC universe, which I'm kind of okay with.
To be fair, if you're gonna have something that is within your rights, which is pretty much I alter everything, it makes it the ultimate character to be like, well, this is why we've had like 4 reboots in 5 years. You know what I mean? Like not as a side, but literally just being like, it would make sense that it's someone who has all this power and all this ability to change things, but is still at their core, for the most part, human. So they're not infallible. So they made a mistake and then went, oh, I'll fix it, and made another mistake, and made another mistake, and went, fuck, it's getting worse.
The whole thing with Manhattan was, oh cool, I guess I'll go talk to Superman. Oh, I fucked up. Fuck, go back. Fuck, go back.
It's like that meme of like upgrade. And it's like, oh no, go back. Oh fuck, really no, go back.
Yeah, that's basically it. Like he fucked up.
He fucks up big style.
So the whole thing is he's after causing.
When you think the amount of shit some of the characters went through in the New 52, to literally be told, oh yeah, that was your entire series of events to this point have been a typo.
It's like, hey, you know the way your life is really fucked up? That's down to some big blue guy with his knob out.
Like imagine turning around to Dick and me like, oh yeah, you know the way like, you know, your childhood sweetheart got turned into like a Jokerized version of herself and pretty much like nearly died. Oh yeah, that's because some lad with his knob out made a tiny mistake in his head and it fucked your life. It's like, okay, can give me my sticks.
Just
give me the sticks.
Hold my earrings.
Alfred, give me the shotgun. But you don't shoot people. I'll shoot this motherfucker.
Like the thing that I really respect about Jeff Johns' iteration of this is that he has the utmost respect for Superman, in that every event has changed because Superman is at the center of everything. He's made it so Superman is the center of the universe, which I really respect. There would be no DC without him. Fight me. There would be no DC.
Boy.
There would be no DC.
No, because like if it wasn't for Superman being created and then like it being a thing where like DC took up the rights and everything like that, you wouldn't have the boom. You wouldn't have the same boom of superheroes for like the 30s and 40s. Well, not like the 40s was a dip, but like you wouldn't have had all the shit. Like you probably wouldn't have half of like
superhero
movies. You wouldn't have half the comics. Because it wouldn't have been a thing where you would have someone you could point at. Like as much as you say, oh Batman, but I feel like Superman was the one that kind of opened the door, and then everyone else's characters went, here, let's this is a good time for us to go for it.
I mean, here we wouldn't have those choice moments from Batman Hush without Superman when he has that. Like, probably one of the most quotable things Batman has ever said is that when Supes is taken over by Poison Ivy, he's like, "This will be easy because deep down I know Clark is a good person, and deep down I know I'm not."
That's it. So that's a fantastic quote in terms of
how Batman sees himself.
But it's also a thing of when you see other things of alternate timelines and injustice and all these other things, when he actually turns into a bad person, or like his perspective changes, so he seems like or not even seems like a bad person. So to everybody, he's a bad person. Like maybe not to himself, obviously, because good villains never find themselves to be villainous.
And that's what flips itself on its head for Doomsday Clock, is because Dr. Manhattan doesn't see himself as the villain, but the thing is, if everyone knew his story, he's actually not.
He's not.
I'm going to try and find the quote.
He's quite tragic.
I can't even show you the picture because there's nudity. Like, he actually full on has a Mickey out.
Yeah, like it's almost like a thing of like clothes, which never gets forgotten. Like it's one of those things of like I think it'd be one of those things.
If you were God, would you go out and
like could you imagine like I'm essentially God and you're in a suit and tie or you're in a waistcoat? It's like no, fam, you go around your Starkers because you're able.
No, it's like, so basically the quote is, on November 2nd, I allow Adrian to walk free. I am a being of inaction, on a collision course with a man of action, Action Comics.
Yeah.
To this universe of hope, I have become the villain. So that's what Manhattan is up to. He's moving small things. He's going with action through inaction. He's realised, I can't keep moving around small details to meet Superman. I have to do literally nothing. I have to sit in this diner and fucking wait.
Yeah.
Until I know Superman actually exists. Because he has all the...
He has everything flowing through his head.
He has the knowledge of the fucking universe and the understanding of the universe and the multiverse and the metaverse, all the verses.
It's pretty much, if it exists, he understands it.
Exactly.
Which is like...
Even though he doesn't want to understand it.
Yeah, that's a tragic
on some level,
bit,
he kind of wants to be normal in a way. Like, at the end of the day, he wanted to, marry his wife and hope his wife didn't get cancer.
Yeah, exactly. And there's like even though like it's not the most perfect representation, but even in the film you see like it's I think Manhattan, even though he's a character who doesn't, he's not like say like Rorschach or Night Owl, where he has he has a personality which has almost an over encumbrance of what's the word, outward personality, if you know what I mean.
Eccentricity.
Like not even like that. Like you can have a big personality without being eccentric.
Yeah, fair.
But what I mean is just that it's so much more out there. Like, like to be fair, the easiest way to be saying it is expressive.
Yeah.
Because Rorschach is like for the most part he's extremely quiet, and he doesn't say a lot or he doesn't express a lot.
The mask does the talking.
The mask does the talking, but there's still points where he is very much a fucking expressive person, just not like in a way of I'm happy on this. It's like easiest way to fucking explain it would be in the I'm not trapped in here with you scene.
Yeah.
It's like for 99% of that entire conversation he doesn't look at him, he doesn't talk to him, he doesn't do anything. But as soon as shit hits the fan, he's outwardly expressing, yes, every single one of you are fucked.
Yeah.
Manhattan doesn't do that. Or he doesn't do anything like that. He's just this... He's a flatline. Like, of outward personality. Like, he feels things. Or feels...
He feels everything.
He feels everything. But it's not like... It's not like you or me where we feel something and it's like... Oh, fuck. You know, like, it's like we feel sorrow and we feel... Like, you can see it on us. Like, for him to think of... It's almost like a disassociation of emotion and reaction.
Yeah.
Because he's like, he can understand how he feels, but he's not like, I feel sad. It's just...
The thing is, he feels everything. He's a being who feels everything, yet the tagline that he keeps bringing up in this book is, I feel nothing. Give the guy a hug.
Yeah, like he's like, it's one of those things where he's one of those characters who it's like, it's one of those ultimate things of, you can have all this shit, and still be insanely unsatisfied with
Yeah, because like here's the thing. Here's my theory for how I think Doomsday Clock is going to end. Because he keeps having this vision of Superman destroying him, and that's why he wants to talk to him. And that's what the reader thinks. Oh, he just wants to talk it out. He actually just wants to sit down and have a conversation with the Man of Steel.
Maybe he just actually wants him to kill him.
That's the thing. I think he wants Superman to end his life and end his suffering.
And it would be like...
I think in ending his suffering, it'll actually reverse everything. Because technically speaking, Manhattan is in all of time. So by killing Manhattan, everything will revert back to normal, or what we understand as normal. Like I think what they're going to do is this is going to be the way they bring back the original continuity, but also keep some of the cool shit that the New 52 brought us. You know, like Court of Owls.
And like
and most of Tom King's
run, and like some of, well, New 52 not really, but there was some cool like Green Arrow stuff and Superman. To be fair, there was a lot of interesting stuff that happened with Superman in New 52.
There was interesting is definitely
interesting is the word. I'm not saying it's good.
I feel so sorry for George Perez, man.
Yeah, but I mean, if it's reworked, it could be really good.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But like, there's at the very minimum, I think every or majority of characters got something that mightn't have worked really well. Was at the very minimum interesting that you could fix.
And that's the thing about Superman as well with the New 52. When he darkened, the rest of DC felt it.
Yeah.
Batman became like a grimy horror comic with like dramatic undertones.
He turned into like the way Batman Noel was.
Yes.
Where like he loses Jason, but then it's like he never recovers.
Yeah.
So he's just this entirely the horror. Like almost like it was probably the closest I've ever seen to a character going so deep that you're like
beyond return.
Yeah, exactly, and it's like it's very interesting to see that for someone who's already very dark to go. I'm gonna take that one step further, you know.
And if you haven't read Batman Noel,
god!
It's basically It's a Wonderful Life meets Scrooged meets
It's Wonderful Life, Christmas Carol, Batman, and. There's another thing I'm thinking of, but I can't think of what it is. But like those are the three main things, and it's very, very. You would think this sounds really fucking stupid, but it's really really good. It is like as much as like, you know, there'll be people who say like, oh well, this, that, here, and blah 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 blah. Like the choice, like the only thing that I'd be kind of like would be the choices for some of the ghosts, like because, you know, we give. Spoiler warning if you're that worried about who the ghosts are. Superman is one of them, which I think is perfect.
Yeah.
Because he's present, he's past. He was the happy one.
Yeah. Which is weird seeing he's the Man on Tomorrow.
Yeah, which, I mean, like, it's one of those things of, like, wouldn't you have him as, like, the future? But then it's also, like, the future was really depressing.
Yeah.
And he was the Grim Reaper, essentially, so you're like, maybe keep him away from
just to put you
over here in the happy corner. And it's also very funny because it's like one thing that I really love about that, because like normal Batman does not like being picked up by Superman. Normal Bruce hates that shit. Depressed alternate universe I lost Jason, I can only imagine he's sitting there going, I swear to God, if I had a shard of kryptonite, I'd stab you in the face right now.
Either that or he's that depressed, he's like, well, this might as well just happen.
Yeah, it's like, he's like that depressed cat who gets picked up, he's like, But then it's Selena. I think it's present. I might have the order mixed up because it's been a while since I read it. But I remember who the three of them are, just might be out of order. Because it was Superman, Selena, Selena I was kind of like...
Why?
Like there's no particular, like, it's one of those things of you can't really argue in terms of you shouldn't have done it because it is a character that's important to his life, but it's also like what, like, the other two have major significance why they're in those positions and why it makes sense, where she's the one where you're kind of like
the odd one out
where you're kind of like it doesn't ruin it. It's also just like you could have chosen other characters that would have made more sense. But then also it's like things where people, like, I remember I was reading, I was like, Tim would be way better. But he never got Tim because blah 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 blah. To be fair, I like the last ones. Obviously, like, to be fair, if anyone knows Christmas Carol and they know Batman, they instantly know the person who is future, who's like his death is fucking Joker. To be fair, it would actually be a really funny curveball if it was Darkseid.
You know what? Oh Jesus!
Could you imagine if it's like? Yeah, but you know what I mean? Like, it's just one of those things of like, oh god, who's this going to be? Joker, blah blah blah, and then the shadow comes over and it's like, the fuck are you doing here?
You know, it would have been a really, really weird way to end Batman Noel. Sorry, we're going to tangent territory
Here,
again.
screw it. Like,
But,
you got your money's worth as usual.
But like, I think a really interesting way to do it. This is how I'd do it in a fan film or something.
Yeah.
I might even end up cutting this from the podcast in case I fucking
Use it as a fucking
yeah. Like, it's like I'm thinking, what if like you end Batman Noel? It's like it goes into the next page and it's the end of Killing Joke. Batman's in the middle of strangling Joker, and Joker's got a knife in Batman's chest.
And that's just what he's been thinking about the last, like his last couple of moments was just a Christmas Carol.
Yeah, except we can't, because like Killing Joke happens before a death in the family, so shit. Well, on the plus side, this is getting into the fucking podcast now.
Here. Well, at least it's the thing where they can see and go, wow, they actually go like 3 layers deep.
But anyway,
it is a very worthwhile story to read, and the costume in it is probably subtly the darkest costume I've ever seen him have. Because like, as much as say it's 99% of the time black and grey,
I honestly think it's one of the best.
It's one of the best, but what I mean is it suits the book because how there's no like flair to it, if you get what I mean. It's purely
it's grimdark.
It's grimdark. It's literally like it's like gothic Batman but modern. So like imagine like Red Rain Batman without the vampirism. Like that's the level of dark I'm talking about. Is like it's gone to that point where he's like in a fucking real deep place. But it is a fantastic costume, and it's in Arkham Origins.
It's in Arkham Origins, and it is in Arkham Knight.
Arkham Knight.
Not as well in Arkham Knight, but it is in Arkham Knight.
No, but in Origins it looked way better.
It's class.
It looks amazing in Arkham Origins.
You know what? In around holiday season,
we should play it.
For one thing, we should play it because I play it every year.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I play like the New Year's DLC
Yes,
every New Year's because I'm lonely. But
here, I spent last one playing D&D.
Yeah.
Like actually, I've spent like the last couple of like I think like 3 of the major holidays last year I've spent playing D&D. Paddy's Day, New Year's. Not New Year's we were planning to, and then we didn't get to because like there was other people involved and we're not those people to be like, we're gonna go play D&D, fuck you.
But then I think what we can do in the future for holiday season is we'll cover Origins, we'll cover Noel, and you know what, we can do a review of Christmas with the Joker.
Yes, because to be fair, like that's something we've done for years. Is we've both watched it like Christmas time, like animated series at Christmas time. Because as well, it's one of those things of literally you write it up. It's like the first episode, or it's like the first or the second.
I think it's the second. It's the first one that had Robin in it.
The first one that had Robin in it, and the very first episode didn't have him in it. Yeah, that's what it is.
Apparently, I'm wholeheartedly convinced that the reason they ended up bringing Robin into that episode specifically was so the Jingle Bells Batman Smells joke would make sense.
It would make sense. Because it'd be like, wait, why is he singing about Robin, but Robin's not a thing? And it's just like, fuck it, just stick him in there, and it'll make more parallels to It's a Wonderful Life anyway.
Yeah, fuck it. Which they do reference. It's like
exactly.
It's like
it's on the telly, isn't it? Like they're gonna they watch it before they head out.
And they end up taping it. They watch it when they come.
Yeah, they watch it when they come back home and they're opening presents.
It's canonically one of Dick Grayson's favorite films.
Which is very ironic because that film was like the only reason why it's famous for Christmas is because it was shite. No one wanted to air it, so they just started airing it on all the channels and people started to like it out of nowhere.
Yeah, I mean honestly, I go to the IFI and I watch it every year. I love that movie.
Like that's like I have a special relationship with that film because it's like one of like 2 films that like my dad will like. It's one of 2 things that will cause my dad to bawl crying, which is like.
Hi Barry.
Hi Dad. But like as if he's gonna fucking watch this. But it's also just great. It's one of those things of as much as you might say, it was bombed back in the day. Yeah, but now it's a great... like, in retrospect, it's a great film.
Yeah.
But, yeah, in terms of, like...
I mean, people used to think The Crow was a bad movie, and, like, The Crow is one of my favourite movies.
Yeah, exactly. Like, to be fair, there's lots of films like that where, like, with a little bit of retrospect, it's like, no, they're amazing. Like,
so, some films definitely do age better.
Shawshank was, like, everyone was bombed because, at the reviews, because they thought it was going to be, like, an action... It was going to be like a prison. They thought it was going to be like Cool Ditch or something like that, where it was like a prison action escape kind of movie, or like any film about Alcatraz or something like that. And then like years later, it's a thing, or like after reviews and everything, people actually watched it. Like it ended up winning like an Academy Award or something like that, or ended up winning a bunch of shit, and it's like, lads, You suck at your job.
See, here's the thing that I actually rant impending. I'm sorry.
Oh, here we go.
This is the
Let me get the position.
This is the thing that I fucking hate about reviews. This is the thing that I absolutely fucking hate about reviews. It's the reason that I don't look at reviews for movies or anything like that.
I stopped doing that as well.
And I don't even watch trailers anymore, which I mentioned in the first episode, I think.
I still do because, like, well, depends.
Yeah.
Very much depends because I actually have a new reason as well. Because I haven't seen Infinity War.
Mm.
But
you mean Endgame? Because you saw Infinity War.
Oh no, Endgame, sorry. Blurring into my head. But I haven't seen Endgame.
You're not missing much.
But it's also a thing where, like, I want to watch it just because, like, I just want to see it.
It's a cultural thing, yeah.
It's not even a cultural thing, it's just, like, just want to see it. I really don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like, I like, for me, it's a thing if I want to go see something, I don't really give a fuck about people's opinion. Like, like when Hellboy came out, everyone was saying...
Panning it
and saying this and saying that. But to somebody who, like, really loved the comics or whatever, it was actually quite good. Or at least in my opinion, me sitting there, I enjoyed it. But with Endgame, it's just a thing where I'm kind of like, I just want to see it because I watched the first... If I hadn't watched the first one, I wouldn't give a shit.
Yeah.
I'd just be like, I can just figure out what happened and I'll skip on.
In Far From Home.
Yeah, exactly. But the thing is, Mika hasn't seen it either, and we were actually planning to see it for her birthday, then we decided not to because we were just like, we just want to spend some time to ourselves and we don't want to be spending in a fucking theatre around other people. But, ironically, the ad from Far From Home came on. She has no idea what happens in Endgame because she didn't get caught up in the memes, or she didn't end up seeing contracts, or she didn't see this, or didn't see that. I don't know if it's a thing if she didn't say it because she didn't want me to confirm it or to anything. Because literally all I said was, I know, but I'm not saying anything. Because that's your thing. I'm not going to fucking say anything about it. In terms of what she would know. That's her thing to decide and figure out whatever else. But as the ad went on, and the thing they, like, obviously, like, I'm expecting, like, most people to...
Tony's death.
Yeah, exactly. Tony's death. So, like, if you're surprised by that, you've either not seen the films and haven't seen the memes, or you just...
Here, the spoiler embargo's gone, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, exactly, like, fuck it. But she... And, like, it's a thing now where, like, if, like, I'm just gonna have to be like, Mika, at this point in the video, don't watch it. Because you haven't seen it.
I find the irony of that is Tom Holland starts the trailer by saying, "Hey, if you haven't watched Endgame, there's spoilers."
Oh no! Like on the telly, it doesn't do that.
Yeah. Oh, I don't watch TVs.
No, but like we had turned on. We watched Blazing Saddles.
Yeah.
And then we went on to see if there's anything on the TV that was any decent. Deadpool was on, so we were like, "Here, screw it, we'll leave Deadpool."
So naturally there was a trailer.
There was a trailer for Far From Home, and it was fucking funny because I was literally just about to ask her a question. And then she heard one of the lines. Like, the funny thing was, it was about halfway through the trailer. Like, she wasn't looking at it, she was talking to me, so she was looking at me. Then something was said, she clicked it and went, "What?" And I went...
About that, dear.
Oh no, I was sitting there trying to act as if I was a chameleon. Just be like, "Don't look at me, don't look at me, don't look at me, don't look for acknowledgement." And then she looked at me and I was like this. And she just was like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "I'm not going there." But it's one of those things though that, like, I would just like to see it in general, but it's also a thing of I'd like to see it for the actual, because bar the obviously death thing, there's obviously other things that would give
shit away.
Not even shit away, but give context.
Yeah.
Because I'd imagine if I sat down and there's like a joke or something like that, I'm like, where the fuck is this from? You know, like. And then I'd be like, well, I didn't watch the last film that came out. But like, I just want to sort of more so just have it so I can say like, here, I'm not gonna miss out now. No.
Oh, but anyway, so I don't watch trailers because I think they give too much away. And the thing that I fucking hate about critics and people who review for a living is that these
people
will be like sent to go see a movie. Like someone will be sent to watch a superhero movie, and they don't like or don't watch superhero movies, or okay, here I'll put it this way: would you send a guy who reviews the Fast and Furious movies to go review The Notebook?
Not because he'd be bored off his arse, because he's probably into cars and all that
Exactly,
sort of
you're there
shit.
for
Or
the
he's
high-speed
into the
chases.
action, yeah.
It's like going.
Or to see the exotic cars get peeled around the corner.
Yeah. It's like going to see the Notebook, watching people get into a car and be like, oh, this must be where the epic chase sequence is gonna go, alright?
And it goes driving Miss Daisy for 20 minutes.
Huh.
I did.
No, they're shagging on a table that he made. This is a really toxic relationship. Anyway, sorry.
To be fair, it'd be one of those things where if it's that kind of dude, they'd probably like, alright, sexing dudes at cool points. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like,
I don't even see the not press for books.
like what was it? Like I think it was it was when the Expendables came out.
Yeah.
I can't remember which paper it was, but I remember seeing the review for it, and it was a thing where they panned it. And I was like, dude, oh Jesus! Like I watched it, it was not that bad.
It's like if you're gonna go see Expendables for the plot, you're already winning a losing battle.
Yeah, like it's not super. It's like pretty much like any Call of Duty mission.
Yeah.
It's not super hard to grasp, and you can just follow along. So in terms of it being an action film, it does the job, and at the end of the day, it's more so seeing all these like action legends being on the screen and doing their shit at the same time. What I found out was apparently the person who was sent to see it did like historical dramas and like period pieces and that kind of shit. Like it was the kind of thing where they couldn't more collide if they wanted to in terms of personality and everything else. And she slated it because it wasn't what she was into. Which I'm like,
it was a bit derivative.
Jesus. But like, it's one of those things where it's like, oh, you know, in terms of like, it would make sense in one way if it was like a thing of if that was your main, if you were doing like a magazine or a blog or a Facebook or whatever the fuck, that was that kind of the same kind of people were on it. So say it was a thing of. It was a film thing, but it was like very much period dramas, blah blah blah, blah. And it was just a thing of someone said, "Can you do it?" Just to see your opinion.
Yeah.
I'm like, "Here, if you slate the shit out of it, because this is the tilt you're at, makes sense." Whereas if you're there and you're just like, "Cause I personally don't like these things, it should be panned." It's like, lad, not really how it should be. It should be off its own merits, or its own downfalls. Which, to be fair, it could have gone from shite to average or below average.
Yeah, like,
but that's still a thing of going, you're panning it because of your own personal feelings.
At least with someone like Nostalgia Critic, he'll watch The Room and go, it's terrible, watch it.
Yeah, you know, like, it's like films like Lake Placid. That is my definition of a shite film, which is great. Because it is a crap horror film. It's great comedy.
Yeah,
it's the most amazing unintentional
comedies are the best comedies.
Oh my god!
Actually, like we were talking about, we got into a bit of the Robert Pattinson casting last time, which I'm still all for. I think he's going to be amazing.
I think he's going to do a great job. I'm actually fully on that.
I'm so excited for Pat. But the thing is, or Pat-Man.
Pat-Man.
Is that what they call him?
I don't know, but I want it to be Pat-Man now because that gives me the image of just like pretty much just like a bus driver. Or someone just named Pat, just going, I'm Pat-Man. It's like, what's your powers? My name's Pat. It's like, okay.
The gritty Postman Pat reboot we didn't know. But anyways, yeah.
These city streets need their post. he's just like, instead of throwing like batarangs or like he runs out of like letters to throw, he just starts fucking the cat at people. It's like,
like we were going into like the
incredible Pat.
We were going into the Pat-Man casting. What I'm calling him now, and we were talking about a little. We delved into a bit of if you're going to base a person's acting ability on something off of one film or one set of films from. It's 11 years by now, is it? 10?
Probably
about 10 years ago.
It would be somewhere around the ballpark.
Then you're just not an intelligent person for one thing, but the thing is. He doesn't even like fucking Twilight.
No,
in fact, one of the best comedies of all time is probably the Twilight Saga. And here's the thing. Do yourself a favour. Go to your local charity shop. Look for like the first Twilight DVD. And look through the film with the director's commentary on. Because the entirety of the film...
just smashed?
It's like, first of all, he's like... He's off his face. He's off his face.
Yeah, he's smashed.
But the thing is, it is just... 90 minutes thereabouts of the director and the author trying to have like an intelligent conversation, which is already a losing battle. Trying to have an intelligent conversation while Pattinson pans his own film.
Oh yeah, he just
It's the funniest
I've
thing
only heard
I
like
have
two
ever
clips.
seen.
I've heard like two clips because you showed it to me, or you had only recently heard about it and you were telling me
Probably
about
right after the podcast the last time you were
it.
here.
Yeah, and it was a thing where it was just like he outrightly just goes to town. Like it's not even a thing where it's like, you know, some people who don't enjoy what they did. It's kind of like it's clear you know they didn't enjoy it, but they're still trying to save face because they're like, I don't want to pan this because then it'll look like it might ruin my chance for a part of future, blah blah. He just does not give a shit.
I'm pretty sure he only panned it in the commentary because he was like, well, who the fuck's gonna watch the commentary?
Yeah, who the fuck's gonna watch the commentary of this film and actually give a shit about what any of us have to say? Like it's a thing where like even like, because it's such one of those things of like Twilight is one of those things where it's like yeah, the people enjoy the story because they've like there's books, like you read the books, you know. But then there's the people who just enjoy looking at like the male leads and shit, and it's like they don't give a shit about the person who wrote the book or the director. They give a shit about those pecs, bro. You know, like or like
pecs and paychecks.
It's essentially like watching I'm trying to think of a film that's kind of had the same kind of vibe, but from a male perspective. Nah, because like that doesn't really have as much like. It's not as like look at the pretty.
Sucker Punch.
Sucker Punch, great example. No fucking bloke is going to be like, I'm going to listen to the commentary, the director's commentary of Sucker Punch. It's like, no, badass chicks, tits, fuck shit up. That film is probably the most like inside a man's head on a regular, normal, everyday basis I've ever seen. Like shit exploding, guns, action, tits. And I know that sounds really bad, but like for straight men anyway. To be fair, it's one of those things where for gay women, Sucker Punch is probably for them, and for gay men, Twilight's probably for them.
Zack Snyder can be progressive, but the thing is...
Progressive in the worst way possible.
But the thing about Snyder is, and I've said this since the beginning of starting to take notice of his career, he would be so much happier working on music videos.
Oh, damn right.
Because like...
Straight out.
It's like, here's the thing.
That's actually such a good show.
Here's the thing. I do enjoy Batman v Superman. I've enjoyed the Snyderverse of like... I have enjoyed for the most part
like, I love
the DC
300.
films. Yeah, like 300 is a visual spectacle that I really enjoy on some level.
Yeah.
But the thing is... that does not by any means...
It's just...
I'm trying to say this as politely as possible given the career I want to go down.
See, it's gonna be a thing where you've decided right now that like it's gonna be a thing where either you meet Snyder at some point and he turns around and goes, "Oh, it's nice to meet you," or it's gonna be a thing where it's he meets you and he goes,
"I fucking hate you."
Oh, I remember you little bollocks,
little toe
fucking
rag.
slate, toe rag. I'd love to hear him use that word straight up. Meet your toe rag. It's like, lad, you're not from where I'm from. We're only allowed to use that word.
Because like. The thing is,
oh god,
I do think on some level he is a very underrated cinematographer. I think he's a very underrated content creator.
You're turning him into a fucking YouTuber.
I think he'd be happier doing YouTube.
Maybe you could do like KSI's music videos.
I think that... I mean, at least the music videos look anyway half decent. But anyways,
to be fair though, like it'd be one of those things of like... It's actually kind of fucked up because I remember seeing the most recent one he did because someone was saying to me, "It's like, oh, what do you think?" And it was actually based. The song's name was Beerus, like the Dragon Ball Z character.
Oh yeah.
It's actually the cinematography is actually a little bit better than Snyder. Like, as in terms of considering that he gets paid millions to do this, and these are a couple of lads who are probably paid very little by someone who makes millions to do it. It was actually quite decent.
Yeah, I mean,
in comparison to where they are.
I don't think Zack Snyder knows how to direct actors, and I think that's the reason that he had Ben Affleck on standby when he was making Batman v Superman.
Yeah, because Ben Affleck is just... He's crazy.
I do like Ben Affleck as an actor. I think he's amazing. He's the reason I own the cowl. Like, I just thought it was fucking cool. I think he's cool as Batman, I guess.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I think that they got Ben to talk to the other actors. They got him to interact with people. Because, like, it was reported that he was there on days he didn't need to be there.
Yeah, and to be fair, you could have put it down to, like, oh, he just wants to be involved, but it's also like... Unless there's a problem, one of the leading men or women shouldn't really be there if they're not needed, because it's like you've no reason to be here, and two, you'll probably be a mild, if not worse, distraction.
Yeah.
Which is like if he's there, then it's a thing of someone isn't doing their shit. You know, someone's not taking care of their business. You know.
Because the thing is, I do on some level. Because I know a rough cut exists. I would like to see the Snyder cut, only because I want to see how his original vision for the film would have come together.
Yeah.
Right now, but I know the chances are we're probably never going to see it, and I can live with not having seen it. Like Justice League wasn't by any means a perfect movie. Again, I enjoyed it. It was like it's a popcorn movie, you know.
It's one of those ones of it's not like, oh, this is gonna be the superhero movie that wins an Oscar or something. Like, but honestly, it's not the one that's gonna win a Razzie either.
To be honest, I mean, and it's not even. It's not even. I don't think it won a Razzie, but it's not even a kick in the balls to say this because it's the same fucking director. So before like the angry MCU fanboys have a go, I'd actually put Justice League on par with the first Avengers movie. I think they're about as harmless. You know, I think if Justice League came out instead of Avengers Assemble that year and was to that quality, I think like we'd be living in a far different cultural phenomenon of superhero movies.
I agree with that one way, but I also like I don't know, because I feel like it's one of those things that I don't know if it's just. Be fair, if it was Justice League, yeah, more so because that would kind of be more in terms with like the Marvel-esque kind of shit. But if it was Batman vs Superman, I don't think it would have the same.
Oh no, fuck no! I'm just talking about Justice League. Justice League. No.
I don't know at the same time though, because like it's one of those things of. No, actually, they're kind of even in terms of star power, they're kind of similar. Because when you look at it, Ben Affleck to Chris Evans.
Yeah.
Well, actually, Ben Affleck would have way
more. Because like
but then like Robert Downey Jr.
for his generation in his prime or at his peak, I guess what they call it at his age, doing like Daredevil or something. If he did like something like BVS instead of Daredevil at that stage, it would have been so much more hype circulation. But also at the same time, I think people would have been still like. Remember Clooney, guys. Remember Clooney.
I think it's one of those things as well where people just like I don't know what it is though at the same time, because it's like it's almost like this universal thing of DC release something and it's average, it's trash.
Yeah, I think that
because if like Marvel ever release things that are average
and it gets like high praise, I'm sorry,
Thor: The Dark
World was shite. Thor: The Dark World was shite.
Which were you saying first? Ant-Man was. It was like Paul Rudd is Paul Rudd.
No, I love Paul Rudd. But here's the thing: ask any of my friends. I fucking love Paul. I love Paul Rudd. Paul Rudd loves me.
Paul Rudd is just
he's beautiful.
He's amazing human being.
Like, if this film made me in any way, shape, or form dislike Paul Rudd, there's something fucking wrong. But the thing is, I feel like the movie would have been better if they kept Edgar Wright on. I feel like it was a Zack Snyder situation with Justice League where the original bones for the film were its own thing and the studio didn't like it, so Edgar Wright got pulled. And I honestly think that Edgar Wright would have the movie would have benefited from having Edgar Wright finish it.
See, that's the thing I think fucks up regardless of Marvel versus DC or any of this sort of shit. I think the studios getting overly involved in it being made fucks more shit up than it sorts. In general, because like how many times have we been sitting there and we've gone, okay, they're working away on it. Oh, this director got fired because the fucking the studio head. Yeah, the Flash. Gambit. Yeah, Gambit. All these different things where it's like, oh, where the description was like would be fan loved, but the studio weren't willing to do it. It's like, lads, if my job was I was an accountant, I'd be an accountant. If my job was I was the head of a production company, I'd be the head of a production company. I wouldn't tell a director or an actor how to do their job because they wouldn't tell me how to do mine. And at the end of the day, like these lads are going off of like sources which, like, to be fair, 9 times out of time probably aren't even the people they're going after. Like, because I can imagine the amount of people, or like say like for Justice League, like they would be there going, all right, we need to ask people what they think, and they'd be hitting everybody. Like they'd be hitting people like us, they'd be hitting the people who've never watched a Marvel film in their life, they'd be hitting the people who love the Marvel films, they'd be hitting the mom who watched 3 of them because her son wanted to watch them. If you're doing that, you're not gonna. It's gonna seem like they're just gonna trash the shit out of you because I think it also fucks it up the fact that so many people like Marvel versus DC. Can you not just enjoy both?
Yeah, it is possible. You see, the thing is that the reason that I haven't enjoyed the most recent Marvel films is because I think they're made by committee, and that's really annoying.
Boring.
Because
see,
I'm trying not to shit on it.
Yeah, see, this is the thing. There's so, and the amount of people who I know who'd be like when we talk about this, they'd be like, oh, you're just a DC fanboy. It's like, no. I was reading Spider-Man and Iron Man and everything else way before I ever picked up any sort of DC book. And also, some of my favourite superhero films are actually Marvel films.
Yeah,
they're just, like, the original Iron Man, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, the original one. To be fair, the further away you go from the current MCU, the higher up those films are in my list of superhero films.
Yeah.
Like, it's like probably the only one that's like the biggest example of a current one kind of beating everything out is Tom Holland as Spider-Man.
Yeah,
I would put him way above Garfield. Garfield wasn't bad. No, Tom Holland is way better.
The thing is, I think Tobey encaptured a perfect Peter Parker, but not a perfect Spider-Man. Garfield encaptured a perfect Spider-Man. Once the mask was on, I was like, that's fucking Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But then
he was too cool.
Yeah, he was too cool as Peter Parker. He wasn't a great Peter Parker.
Because that's the thing, when you look, like, with Tobey Maguire, it's by no means is he a bad looking human being. By no means. But he very easily slips into that kind of nerdy look. Like the kind of wallflower look where it's like, he could be very attractive, or he could be very nerdy.
I'll tell you what Tobey Maguire looks like. Like, personally, I think this is what Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man looks like, and this is like the original Amazing Spider-Man stuff.
Is this like when you first see him in like school and he's got the glasses and the top coat?
Yeah, basically. So yeah, I think when it comes to Andrew Garfield, they went for Ultimate and failed.
Yeah, because Ultimate is one of those things where you have to slide that line of he's cool. He's cool to the audience, but not to the people he's around.
No.
Like he's like that.
Like he still gets bullied by Flash.
He still gets bullied by Flash. He's still a bit of a nerd. But he's still cool from the audience's perspective. Or when you're reading it, he's still quite a cool individual.
Yeah.
It's just that he doesn't... It's almost like he doesn't let it be known. Well, actually, it makes a lot of sense, because he's not letting that side of his personality.
Like, when he lets it be known, it's when he has the mask on.
Exactly, yeah, exactly.
And I think Tom Holland's kind of getting there. I don't think he's at Peaker Parker yet.
To be fair, I think he's the closest we've had to someone who can do both extremes.
Yes, exactly.
And he's the only one who's actually put on a Queen's accent.
Yeah, for sure.
And he's English.
Because he, I mean, so is Andrew Garfield.
Well, Andrew Garfield's like English.
He put on a Brooklyn accent.
He put on like a Brooklyn accent, but he's also like that kind of mildly like different kind of English.
He kind of has the David Tennant accent.
Yeah, he's more...
Well, David Tennant Doctor Who accent.
Yeah, he's like more that like upper tilt, whereas like Holland is sort of more just that neutral towards like more everyday kind of English. Like he's not... Like he's obviously an acting skill kid.
Yeah.
But he's the closest we have in terms of an acting skill kid who can speak like a normal person.
That is not for eating.
But yeah, so that's like nothing against any of them. It's just that they all did something different. Like I think Tobey Maguire, brilliant Peter Parker.
Garfield,
amazing Spider-Man. And whereas Holland skates that line between being very good at both battery. Yeah.
But yeah, they even kind of went and changed like how Peter was bullied in the new films as well. It's more like because bullying has kind of changed over the past while at schools.
When we were kids, it was a thing where you just get shit kicked out of you, or you get beaten up, or it was like, if I was to put it on a scale, it would be like we had like 70% towards physical, and then the rest of it would be kind of like 30 or so % of like they would actually say shit to you. Whereas now you can't get away with
a self-esteem thing.
Yeah, whereas now one, it's a self-esteem thing, so like you just chip away at that person in an emotional and a confidence aspect. But it's also, you can't get away with that anymore in terms of just throwing a punch, even if it's in your own defense. Because like I've seen the amount of things where someone's getting swarmed by like 3 people and they throw 3 handbags, hit 3 times, and the fellas fall like a sack of bricks, you know. Yeah, and it ends up being their monster.
So now it's kind of like it was in Ultimate Spider-Man, where it's like Flash is bullying him because he's insecure himself, and B, because like he feels intimidated by Peter's intelligence and by the things Peter can do, yet worships Spider-Man.
Yeah, and it's also quite funny as well, where you would, in general, like as much as in No One's Flash is intelligent, he, out of every like sort of bully sort of figure, or every sort of representation of a bully, he's easily the most takeable in general.
Yeah,
like in terms of like he's not particularly, he's not like, not even like just physically. I mean, like it was the thing where he was like in the Amazing Spider-Man, he was like an athlete, but he was also quite charismatic. Yeah, he was very much a talker, so he could talk people down.
In this, he's kind of just rich.
In this, he's kind of just the rich kid who are usually the softest boiled because they got cash, and who needs to be tough if you've got cash. And 2, he seems to have the least tact, and like the least amount of like humanness.
Like nobody kind of likes him either.
No, everyone's sort of like he's. It's really funny because he, like, you would look at it straight away and think, oh, Peter gets such abuse. Flash actually gets more abuse. It's just a thing of, he acts like he doesn't give a shit.
He gets more abuse from the face characters, but then when he's like slagging Peter at the party,
yeah, no one says a word to him. Like everyone's just like, oh yeah, but then again, that's very human nature. It's like, it's much easier just to go, oh yeah, funny Flash thing on, even if it is like what seems to be like a less stereotypical or anything like that. Even if it's a thing of like, just even to turn around and be like, no, shut up. It's still quite hard because it might be the other people who say like, what's your fucking problem? And it's funny though, because like it's one of those things where it's like, if I was to compare bullies then versus now, Flash in his representations is a perfect example, because kids today have the kind of like rich kid or the social manipulator kind of dudes who are horrible. Like, I mean, we obviously dealt with people like that as well. Yeah. But they were like in our day, they were like the rare breed. In our day, they were like, it was like the bard in a group. It's like, you don't expect him to fuck your day up, but he will. But then...
I'm actually going to charge the battery on that.
Oh, yeah.
Like, we're on nothing.
Oh, yeah. But, literally, just so we could just leave at that point. Whereas, in our day, our Spider-Man had to deal with fucking Joe Manganiello, who even when he was a teenager was a fucking giant. But then again, he was probably in his like 20s when he did Flash, to be fair.
Yeah, they went with the 80s movie mentality of like, oh, you look 30, you're 15. 15. Leading into from Spider-Man topic to Spider-Man topic. We got talking about the Sam Raimi movies there recently, and apparently there's a rumor circulating that they might be getting the Alex Ross treatment, so to speak. They might actually be getting turned into a comic, but it's not a reinvention of the original Sam Raimi Spider-Man story. It is actually a continuation. They're doing Spider-Man 4 possibly as like an Alex Ross epic. Yeah. Which, like,
I'm cool with.
I mean, we haven't really seen him do much in a long time, like book-wise. Like, he's done covers, he's done commissions. Commissions
are fucking, like, that's just a whole different spice account.
He released his Marvelocity book recently. Yeah. Like, that wasn't a story. Like,
that was just a fucking big piss-off tome.
It's him slapping his dick on the table.
Yeah, essentially just going, bitch, tell me what what's up, far essentially.
Yeah,
He's pulled the Stormzy is what he's done.
You see, the thing is, Sam Raimi did have a fourth Spider-Man movie script.
Yeah,
like it was, like there was a fourth one written, just not filmed.
Yeah,
like,
because they were like,
you do
No.
realize the last one like fucked up phenomenally, right? Which to be honest, I don't care what anyone says. I still love 3.
Three is one of those things where I love bits of it, but not it as a whole. The way I'd explain it is I could watch it piece by piece, but not sit down through it.
Right. I can.
No, as in I can't. If I'm looking at it as a Spider-Man film, I can't watch it all the way through because I'm just like, there's so much cringe, and you know, like sometimes cringe just gets me. And I'm just like, oh, I can't deal with it today. And I hate that word. I hate that word in most modern use today of cringe. Everything is called cringe nowadays. Which really, it's like,
Sorry,
it's not.
I know you're trying to make a point, but I'm just envisioning you watching like Spider-Man 3, but through like the clockwork.
Oh yeah, the clock. Stop! I beg you!
Why is he dancing?
Yeah, it's literally just that whole bit of walking down the street, but on loop.
And
it's like, ah!
Did you ever see that segment, but like with realistic audio?
Oh yeah, and it's just, and it's just his breath, the randomest of noises, and his shirt like ruffling. It's like, oh god.
And then just like as he walks away, it's like fucking asshole.
Yeah, it's just out of nowhere. The last thing you hear is like as he's just disappeared, is a woman look over her shoulder in the background and go, "Fucking dick." It's like, or like asshole, whatever it was. And it's like, yeah, I'd agree with that sentiment. That bit I can deal with better now.
Well, yeah.
I used to like. It still makes me feel a certain way, but I can still sit through it. I might afterwards go, oh, fucking Christ, but I can still sit through it. I used to not be able to sit through it because it used to make me feel so uncomfortable.
Yeah, no, it
used to make my skin crawl.
It still makes me feel uncomfortable, but the thing is,
emo Tobey Maguire is so creepy.
I feel like that is what Peter's idea of cool is in that version of Peter Parker.
So sad.
Yeah, I know.
It's so sad.
But like,
he's emo. Like emo's not cool for him.
But like, if you look at his, do you remember in the first film when he had to like cover up the fact that he was like webbing everything? He's like, oh, May, I'm just exercising, and like he made an inadvertent masturbation joke. I'm just like, no, this is definitely a person that I could see doing a Saturday Night Fever strut down the street thinking he's cool. Yeah,
but like, it's understandable. But when you see it, it's just. I had something really bad I could have said there. I'm not going to say it just because I think it crosses over a particular line. But it's just, in my head, it's like seeing someone. It's like seeing a picture of someone who just like, who actually makes you like your skin crawl. Times a million. Like I know it's not that bad. I know it's really not that bad, but just how it makes me feel is I just get so uncomfortable.
I'm uncomfortable, confused, and kind of aroused.
If I was kind of aroused, at least I could like get something out of it. But like, nah. Like it's like there are things I enjoy about it. Like like as much as it gets bashed, I thought Venom looked quite impressive for the time. For the time when it was made, I thought that looked pretty damn good. Like
wrong actor.
Wrong goddamn actor. Because I don't care who you are not. I can't even remember his name, but you are not scared of that child.
I just call him Foreman.
Foreman, yeah. And it's also one of those things of, you know, you see Venom, and it should be a thing where, like, he isn't as scary as me, but he should be at some way at least look like he should be in that suit. Like it makes sense.
In the Venom movie,
physicality wise, that a big human, or at least a thick human, kind of.
What you see?
Yeah, like someone like a Rock, like not like, you know, that's the extreme, but like someone like,
I guess
Affleck, or you know, just big ox-like humans. Because that is essentially like what Venom is in terms of physicality.
So
he's an ox of a person.
But even like Eddie Brock as a dude is supposed to be like a
he's
jock.
Fucking huge.
Because actually, you know what?
He's swole.
Because like, you know what? I actually have the perfect example. Channing Tatum wanted to play.
Channing Tatum would be a great Eddie Brock, especially if he had that, the 90s like anime haircut.
Just get his frosted tips from Foxcatcher back.
Actually, yeah, that's a good shout. Like, literally just extend away like half an inch in your Gucci.
Yeah.
But like someone like that, where if they were to walk up to you, and you looked at them, you go, "Oh, he could beat my ass." Like, because there's times where Eddie Brock is almost as scary as them.
Yeah.
Just not in terms of how they look, but in terms of this thing's born to be like the symbiote is natural. Like its alignment is evil somewhere about. Eddie's could have been anything, and yet he's like the perfect match to this crazy psychopathic creature. But when you see this pretty NSYNC dropout lookalike,
Backstreet was not back.
Backstreet should have stayed away in this situation. Backstreet should have been demolished in that situation. But when you see that, like, this massive thing of fangs and massive eyes and blackness pulls back, and you see, like... Foreman. You see the guy Justin Bieber would have bullied as a kid. And you go, how does that massive creature come from that? I understand something about augmentum, but... I know, I got you, man. Because you can see that, can't you? Yeah, just straight up. That's how, like, because he wasn't... Like, I know I'm not like a fucking... Like, I'm not like a Channing Tatum or like a Rock or anything. Like, I am not that big. But straight up, if that dude was to square up to me, I'd pimp slap the shit out. It would just be a thing of... No. You do not scare me. Or like... You know, even smaller people, like, when they square up to you, they can be intimidating. He's the kind of thing where it's like, lad, you've too much of a quiff to be intimidating. Like, not saying it can't be, it's just more so when you look that pretty.
I'm just saying, Danny DeVito can be intimidating. He's like 4 foot something.
Oh, no, Danny DeVito's just hard as nails, though.
Yeah, he'll fuck you up.
He will fuck you up, whereas I couldn't care if this fellow was 7'7". I'd still be looking at him going, oh, I'm going to kick you. No, I'm going to punch you in the balls because I can't reach them with your feet. But you know what I mean? Like, he has such an unintimidating presence.
Yeah, like, I get that Eddie Brock's supposed to be a little bit roguishly charming, but the operative word there is roguish.
Yeah, he's like he's supposed to be like Schlummy, or at least, not pretty. Like, not pretty in the traditional term.
Honestly, I thought Tom Hardy was a good casting.
No, that's what I mean. Tom Hardy. One is a big human.
He looks hard. Like he looks like.
And he is a very hard looking individual. He looks. Like the points when Venom gets shot and the bullets just pop back out, like you would almost be like, no, Tom Hardy just said fuck your couch and got hit and went no.
It's like,
to be fair,
Tom Hardy's the new Chuck Norris. Like, no, just shoot me, man.
Yeah, shoot me. It'd be way easier on you. Like, what was the thing you shared the other day of when someone tries to talk to you about Love Island?
Bronson. Yeah.
That thing is.
Shut the fuck up!
Shut your fucking mouth! Like that. Is fantastic.
Yeah.
And it's a thing of switch him and Foreman.
Shut your fucking mouth.
Shut your fucking mouth.
You shut it.
Like, that's the point where they be
you know what? Red Foreman makes a better Venom.
Red Foreman. Fucking Morgan Freeman would.
Okay, Peter, time for me to put my foot up your ass.
To be fair, fucking George Foreman Grail would be more impressive.
But like, the thing is, the thing about Tom Hardy as Venom is that the Venom suit being bigger than him himself makes more sense in the sense that you see the proportions of Eddie Brock fitting in the suit.
But that's what I mean. It's a thing of with Tom Hardy, it's like, this is just like a magnification of what he's like.
Yeah.
This dude was not, like, Foreman was not, like, huge.
It's like Attack on
He should have just looked like Spider-Man in a black suit.
Which I'd have been okay with.
If they just went with
perfectly okay with. But with fangs, I'd be okay with.
Yeah, even if it was a thing where it was just a thing it didn't really do all that much. But when you like near the end or something, when he started losing his temper, it started coming out.
But, like, do you remember the regenerators from Resi 4 and like in Resi 6? Imagine if they made Venom look like that with him in the suit. Like, I don't know. I think that would have been creepy. If they got some, like, weird Guillermo del Toro level fucking, like...
Yeah. To be fair, it's some of those things where I've noticed, like, a lot of characters, when they just want to make them scarier, they just give them a shitload of fangs.
It works, though.
It works, yeah, but it's also like... Huh.
Yeah.
Like, because, like, there's plenty of things I can think would fuck me up way more than a big set of gnashers. Like, if SpOdr...
on a dick.
To be fair, he changed genders, and that's already a movie. Which I still haven't watched, because goddamn, that'll just give me nightmares. But, like... Because straight up, if I was to give a character... Like, if they said, make this character more scary, tentacles. They would just... Especially on something humanoid.
Is there something that you need to tell me about your browser history?
No, they scare me. Why would I be in... Why would I be... No, that's it. But, like...
Moving on.
But, like... I don't know. I think it's just one of those things of maybe Venom as a character has influenced so much shit where it's like... Oh, no, he's terrifying, and a big part of it is the teeth.
Yeah.
Because I think...
The tongue.
Oh, God, the tongue. Like, he
PS1...
put Gene Simmons to shame. Like,
do you remember, like, the PS1 SpOdr-MaN game? Like, I remember being, like, legitimately creeped out as a kid.
Oh, yeah.
When he'd, like, pick you up, and he's just, like, you know, like...
Oh, he's like...
Just, like, wrapping around Spider-Man, just like, ooh, tasty, and, like, throw you across the arena, and I'm like, oh, like, that voice just, like, creeped me out so much.
To be fair, like, whoever used to do the voice acting for Venom in, like, the video games and the cartoon, don't know how the fuck they did that.
Because they kind of went with that vibe for the movie as well, like, for the Venom movie, not for Spider-Man.
For Spider-Man. But what I mean is, like, you can at least turn around with the modern one and go, he sounded like somewhat like a Tom Hardy, and then they changed some of the shit in his voice.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have the same level of that kind of, especially for a cartoon, of that kind of money to do on a voice. So you know that's just him speaking in whatever way his tone and voice goes.
Yeah. With some reverb.
With a little bit of reverb, but it's not like the way it was with like the Venom film, where they had the money to turn around and go, you just do these lines in this voice, and then we will completely extend and move and da-da-da-da.
Mask it.
Because it's, you know, Sony and it's all this shit, you know?
Like, Sony's sound work is amazing.
No, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
It's one of those things of, I find the dude who did the voice in the 90s scarier, because you know he could just do that
with his voice. He could come up behind you in the street and go, hey.
It would just be like, hey. You know, like, it's like, if it wasn't that it was a character who threatened people so much and wanted to eat somebody, it would be mildly sexual. Because it's very much that, like, very low register, you know, like, you say things in a slightly different way. It goes from terrifying to sexy. But I know what you're laughing at, but you get what I mean, like.
So I do.
Like, could you imagine Barry White singing like Venom?
So you're saying I should look at your browser history and I should be worried?
You should always be worried.
So anyways, Alex Ross is making...
Yeah, fucking hell, that's some tangent.
So Alex Ross is making...
You might get we're big fans of Venom anyway.
Yeah, but...
Big fans.
He's making potentially making a comic book series based on the original concept for Spider-Man 4, or he's making a new concept for Spider-Man 4 and turning it into a comic. But, like, what do you think they're going to stick to the original script and go with, like, Vulture and, like, you know... I think it was it Rhino? Or he was looking at Mysterio, but, like, do you think he'd do that considering Far From Home has already done Vulture and he's doing Mysterio now? Or do you think he'll still just put his own spin on it because they're age-old characters?
I think it's like a 50-50 thing, because it could be put, like literally, if it was just a comic, like, it was no prior strings of anything attached, I'd say just go for it.
Yeah. And
just do it. But I think because it's a thing of both those characters done so recently in films, this is a prior installments, like script and everything, I think it would either be a thing where you go, fuck it, I'm just going to try and make them as accurate to the comics as possible, and say, fuck it, they're going to be nothing like the versions that they've done already, or they are going to do. Or maybe just see if he can just get completely, like, if he could fit other characters into those spaces, or maybe jig things around a little bit and see what's going on. Because, like, there are other characters he's encountered who have the kind of same
zaniness.
Like I know it's actually an X-Men villain, but he's fought him a couple of them. Juggernaut would fit in a good place instead of Rhino a little bit.
Yeah, because, like, here we had a certain version of Rhino on screen already.
Yeah.
Like, Paul Giamatti is a good casting, but then they kind of made him shit.
Yeah, they just kind of made it boring.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know. Like, and to be fair, I love Rhino. I love Rhino more so just because it's like... I don't know, he's one of those characters that, like, you shouldn't find a reason to particularly be one way or another.
Mm.
Like, you should just have an opinion.
Yeah.
But once you're asked to explain why, you're kind of like,
frankly,
I just like him.
I wouldn't mind them... I wouldn't mind Alex Ross, anyways, in this case, trying to do a version of Electro. Or Shocker. We've had Shocker in Far From Home in Homecoming. I think Electro...
Yeah, and then we had Electro in... We had the Jamie Foxx version.
Which I didn't mind.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't terrible.
Oh, I think they tried a little bit too hard to make him out like a nerdy at first. Like, before he becomes Electro. Like, that was a little bit to the point where you're like, lads... No. Like, no one looks that like mad scientist in real life. Because that's literally what they literally took like a stereotypical picture of like a mad scientist and did it to Jamie Foxx.
You haven't been to my work when there's a Beckett play on.
Oh shit, Jesus. But like what I mean is like no one is like, how do we phrase this now? No one in a day-to-day setting for the most part is that zany and wacky looking. And I know there might be someone who is very zany and wacky looking on.
I don't know. I mean, if you're gonna base it off a comic book, I don't mind them going zany.
No, but it's like, as in, it was to a point where it was like, lads, it's maybe one notch too much. Where you're kind of looking at them going, what?
They kind of went that way with all the villains though, because even think of like Rhino at the start and Rhino at the end. And even think of Harry, like from the like he got boned.
See,
the thing is, I like Dane DeHaan, and he was a really good Harry, and he was really imposing.
I loved him in Chronicle.
Yeah,
like he was fucking amazing in Chronicle.
He was even imposing as Harry when he was just Harry. But then he went all hobgoblin and he's all like, "Oh, hi, Spider-Man! I'm gonna drop your girlfriend off a fucking cliff."
To be fair, I think that
sounds like Weevil from like the abridged.
Yeah.
Not even Yu-Gi-Oh! Just the abridged
Yu-Gi-Oh! Wait, like that's one thing that's fucked up because like I think the whole thing as well with the Gwen Stacy thing and everything was the fact that not only was it one of his biggest villains, but it was someone who, as much as he was mildly like kind of zany, obviously because he's a Marvel character in the 60s.
Yeah.
You would still be scared of him, or he was still imposing. As much as he would speak a bit fucking strangely, or he'd speak like a sort of god, like he was in the goblin state of mind. He was still imposing to see on the page, or you like in any iteration of him, like even in a cartoon, he's still imposing. Whereas this shit, it's like, lad, fuck off the D&D, will you? Like, that's the only goblin you should be.
Even look at how Goblin was in the Spectacular Spider-Man show. That was zany and it was like wacky,
but
like,
he was still like a threat, and he was still like he still looked like he'd eat your kids. You know what I mean? Like kind of shit. But it's like
they even had to kind of rip a bit from the Dark Knight in order for it to land. Where it was kind of like, no, Harry, just let her go. Okay.
Yeah, and it's like, lads, no, it doesn't. It's not the same. Because this is like, if we were to compare those two situations, it's like, obviously I know like in terms of one's in a building, trying out of a building, one's from fucking life, trying to blah blah. Screw all that shit. In terms of how it comes across, one seems like. It's ironic I have to use this phrase, but the thing is like, I'm a dog chasing cars. One seems like a dog.
Okay.
Like it's just doing things. And the other one seems like, yeah, that's how it views itself, but it's still doing things because it wants to.
Okay, yeah.
Like one seems like a madman. The other one seems like a madman who still has enough still has enough tact with the world to go, I know what I want to do.
Yeah, kind of.
Like, full on, if he flew in a slightly different direction, like obviously I know it's a thing of, it's the story and everything else, but I full on believe, if he flew in a slightly different direction, I believe like he could have easily have dropped her in a fucking thing of puppies, because he just was, like, he seemed so manic, and, shit. I feel like he didn't even, I feel like he was coming off of a bad trip.
I mean, he kind of was. He was a bad trip of spider blood.
No, but like, you know what I mean? Like, in terms of not even like. Like, I think maybe he just had a fucking snort of some white lightning before he went out and that did some worse damage to him. Because like, it has a crackhead vibe to it.
He does, actually, even with the teeth.
Even the teeth, it's like, man, like, it's not even like. Because many people who have seen it, it's like, he's got fangs. Like, no, it's just gums are withdrawn.
Yeah, because like, the thing is, even the design, I didn't mind the design. It was like how he was told to act as Goblin.
The design, if he was much more. If he's a bit more calm and a bit more sinister, would have actually been like, oh fuck.
Yeah, because like.
Whereas just this fucking bullshit, it's like, I feel like.
He looked more like Vulture than Vulture did.
He looked more like Vulture, yeah, and it's like. And even still, Vulture's still fantastic.
Oh yeah, no.
Vulture was.
It was Michael Keaton. He always looks fantastic.
But like, you know, like, you can have an amazing actor, but you can have a shit design.
Yeah.
The design for like, how do we make this look traditional to the comics in a way, but also make sense?
But sure, even look at Michael Keaton as Batman. That suit is ridiculous, and he made it work.
Oh, but like what I mean is like, it's still a thing of like, you look at it and you go, yeah, that works.
Yeah, fair.
Like that, like straight up, that like oil, like of. There's like suit designs and costume designs the last couple of years. Vulture's number one for me.
Vulture is
because
pretty
it is
great.
fucking fantastic. Because it marries that thing of the comics, but it also takes in the actual what's going on in the MCU and goes, here, we're gonna have to get these together somehow. Because we can't really just make him green and an old man and fly around and defy gravity. But we also can't just like make him have a jetpack and call himself the Vulture because that was his code name, the army or something like that.
You see this? You see this? You put it in, make him confused.
Yeah. But like that, I thought that was really fantastic because they even put in things that were like, that are traditional to the Vulture itself. Like they could have just had him wear a bomber jacket, but they made sure it was a bomber jacket with a big fuck off fluff collar.
Yeah, military, like Steve Rogers.
Like Steve Rogers kind of. Big, but even bigger. So it was like the big fluff collar, like the Vulture thing.
Not only that, but like if he had, it makes sense in a way as well because if he's in a jetpack at high altitude, he's gonna be chilly.
Yeah, he's gonna be chilly. So like, and like it's a flight jacket as well, so it only makes sense.
Yeah.
And as well, I love the fact that it was like, as much as it could have been like a cop out, or it could have been made to make their jobs easier. I just thought it was really well done because it was a thing where like, especially even like the helmet and everything, it was very much military, flight corps, all this sort of shit. But then it was like the eyes made it so much weirder. It's like, oh, like it's a normal flight helmet. Oh my god! Like, I can't gush over that enough because I remember seeing it for the first time. I was like, oh my god, I know. Yeah. Anytime I say that, you know I'm really in love with something. It's just like, I want it.
But like the thing that I didn't like about even just the concept of Harry as Hobgoblin, or as the Green Goblin in the Amazing Spider-Man movies is like, it would have been okay if it were like a twist, but they had him on the fucking poster.
Yeah, they literally had it as like, this is going to be the Green Goblin.
After casting Norman, being like, oh man, shit, they're going to have like Norman die again, but like, I wonder what they're actually going to have. I wonder what's actually going to happen. Are they going to go with like Spectacular Spider-Man, make like Harry think that he's the Goblin, you know?
Yeah, or like, you know, or like have like, you know, 101 different, like, to be fair, like, I would have been way more interested if they did that storyline that was made like a couple of years after, like, well, a good few years after the actual like Gwen Stacy thing.
Yeah.
Where it turned out that Norman and Gwen were having an affair. And it's like, they have kids and they're fucking like all this sort of fucking shit. I was like, to be fair, if they pulled that shit and that was actually who Harry was, and some, like, you know, you can explain it, that would have been way more interesting than why he loses his shit.
Yeah.
Like obviously, then again, you're like, how the fuck would that work?
I mean, that make Norman a mad pedo because she's still in high school. Till like, you know.
Yeah, no, like I think it's a thing of like, this is a point when we're in college. Like in the books, I think it is.
Oh, sorry, I thought you meant like in the context of the Amazing Spider-Man movies.
No. Like, I'm talking about like if they did something like that.
Oh, okay.
Instead, because at least then it'd be like even if it was a thing where it's like Harry was into her, and it's like, oh, like I lost my best friend or whatever. That's perfectly fine. And then you find out, say like say it was a thing where say he met the kids without knowing who they were. Or he built a relationship with them, whatever, and then found out, oh, my dad banged my crush behind my best friend's back, and be fair, I'm pretty sure one of them was a girl, so we really fucked up if he got feels up for like the girl. I was like, "You're my fucking half sister," and then lost his shit. At least then I'd be like, yeah, that would make sense for a psychotic break rather than chemicals.
But where I think,
to be fair, I could completely be wrong, but I remember it was a thing where it was like they had an affair or whatever you call it, and there was kids involved. I just can't remember who those kids were.
No, I do know what you're on about. I just genuinely thought you meant in the context.
Oh
of
no. But to be fair, I think it just would have been more interesting than the shit of like, oh, Harry's just gonna be the Goblin friend.
No, in terms of characters that I'd actually like to see in the Alex Ross thing, I think I'd probably like. I mean, I would have liked to have seen their version of Mysterio, but drawn as Bruce Campbell.
Yeah. No.
But now that we have a Gyllenhaal.
To be fair, I'm actually really looking forward to that. Bar anything, he's just a great actor.
I have a lot of time for him. I think he's amazing.
He's brilliant.
And honestly, if before we got Pat Bat, I think he was probably my first choice for like a slightly younger Batman.
Yeah, to be fair, like just that.
Yeah.
Like he has that. He has
the chin.
He has the chin. Yeah. And then what else? Who? The lizard. The lizard's one of those things that like I people always bring him up with me. I'm like.
See, here's the thing. We actually.
How you handle it ordinarily? For me.
Because like we've already had lizard 1.5 times.
1.5 times, yeah. Which is that's bar anything else. That's like good reason. But it's also like.
I think we had 1.5 good ones as well.
That's exactly. Like, I can't remember the name of the actor who did it in Amazing Spider-Man, but he was really good.
Should they actually still could do Lizard and tie off that storyline?
Yeah, they could. Yeah, easily.
But at the same time, like if they wanted to, sure. But like out of characters that I'd love to see on it, sure. But
I would love to see if they could somehow do Clone Saga. Good.
I mean, if anyone could do it, it's probably Alex Ross.
Alex Ross, that's why I was thinking it, because at least then it'd be like... Because to be fair, like, we love Ben Reilly.
Yeah, I mean, I like Scarlet Spidey.
Yeah.
I don't like Ben Reilly when he had his own Spider-Man...
No, but when he was just part of the crew.
Yeah,
he was really
for sure.
good.
To be honest, I'd love to see the Spider-Verse movies do that.
Yes, very much. I think to be fair, like in terms of things in future, I think Spider-Verse is a great idea. Because bar anything else, you can explore a lot. With Spider-Verse. Like, I know it's a thing of like I know lots of people are just like, oh, it's just an excuse to make toys or blah 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 blah.
An excellent excuse to make toys.
Excellent excuse to make
Put them on my shelf, please, and thank you.
Yeah, but like there's still very interesting characters out there, like Spider-Man Noir.
Yeah.
Like
I'd love to see Madam Web show up.
Madam Web is a fucking great character.
Imagine they did like just straight up animated, like 3D animated House of M.
Oh my god! To be fair, like if they did that, but they did that with like if they did like an Avengers film like that, fuck me, would that be good?
I mean, it's probably still better than the state of the MCU currently fighting it.
To be fair,
but
like it's, I don't know. There's so many different things I'd love to see, but I know I probably never will. Like one I would fucking pay cold hard cash to see, but because Disney own them now, they will never do it. Is Spider-Man and Requiem. There is it Requiem, what's the name? It's like it was described in their what's the fucking words? My brain is not doing well today, man. Yeah, so the tagline was Marvel's answer to The Dark Knight Returns, which is, if any is the story where Mary Jane's killed by his
radioactive
spider sperm, because it's pretty much like she's getting shot full of chemotherapy every time they get jiggy with it. I just think it'd be really interesting just to see. Like, obviously you couldn't have Tom Holland do it unless you want. Well, you could, but like it would just look. I think it would be like if they did it like that.
They'd need the makeup artist from The Godfather.
The makeup artist from The Godfather, or the special effects guy. And it could easily like be their answer to Henry Cavill's mustache. If it goes wrong.
See, here's the thing.
Because it'd be like, that is clearly a young man.
Here's the thing. It could come out really disrespectful if they age him up, and I'm going to tell you why.
Why?
Because if you look at old pictures of Stan Lee...
Oh, yeah, like it could just... Imagine it just he'd end up just looking like Stan. That'd be ridiculous.
Honestly, I think a biopic about Stan Lee starring like Tom Holland as Stan Lee...
Stan Lee would be a great idea.
Yeah, because like, could you imagine... It's like a story about how he came up with Spider-Man with Steve Ditko.
Yeah.
And he's with his wife at a party, and and listen now, Stan, what do you do? Sorry, you what? I write comic. I can speak up, kid. I write comic books. You know, I could hear.
I could easily see him doing that. Like,
yeah.
And it's mad actually when you see pictures and you're like, holy shit, he actually does look a lot like Stan when he was a kid, like, or Stan looked like him. Blah, blah.
When he was in his 20s, like they looked
they're very fucking similar, like, which is like
jarring.
That's fucking real weird.
Could you imagine, like,
if they did it?
Tom Holland reaches 90 and he looks like Stanley.
Like, the amount, I would freak the fuck out because like, he said my boy, but he, imagine finding that out. Like, it would just be a thing of like, oh yeah, the reason why he actually got casted is that they did a paternity test on his DNA. It turns out Stan was actually his dad, and it's like, what? That would actually make his last words, like his last couple of words, make so much more sense. Because it's not just look after my boy as in Spider-Man, it's look after my boy who is playing Spider-Man. We're gonna start some mad like fan
conspiracy theories.
Conspiracy theories.
Reddit's gonna explode.
Yeah, it's gonna be like we had like 50 to 60 views in a couple of days. It's gonna be like 300 million on this one. It's like, lads, what the fuck? And it's literally just gonna be like, imagine if we had to turn around. It's like
Illuminati-Man confirmed.
Yeah, it's like it's one of those things where we have to release a press conference just going because like fucking Stanley's family or something's like, shut this shit down. It's like, just see like Disney strike down the hammer on us. It's like, why do you want these guys taking them? They know.
They know too much.
They know too much. And we're just waffling. But like, to be fair, I would in a weird way, I think people would be like, kind of like, even if he did start looking like him, I think it would be like a thing where it'd be like, that just makes sense.
Yeah.
You know?
Biologically,
and also in terms of story-wise, like, it would just make sense that he kind of looks like Stan. Because they'd just be like, no one's going to disagree with that. Or no one... Well, maybe like his family would be a bit like, it's a bit fucking weird. But I could also see it being like, well, like it's him, pretty much him being Spider-Man is how I could look at it. So, but it is a really interesting story. It's not like The Dark Knight Returns in terms of there's some semblance of hope at the end. Like there's some semblance.
It's very much like Dark Knight Returns in that I don't think it's a good book.
I enjoy it, and I think it's a good book in terms of it. It says a lot more about like how fucking like it like or it says I said something wider about like just people and life in general, and it just shows in like in a weird ass way. Yes, it does affect everybody, even the guy who it's like he can do this and he can do that and blah 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 blah. But he does end up getting old, and it's miserable. Not the happy stories anymore. It's not the happy-go-lucky dude. It's literally. Like, I've never seen a Spider-Man book try to be a Batman book so bad. Yeah. But it, like, in my own opinion, it just says...
Apart from maybe Spider-Man Noir.
Yeah, but that's, like, it's trying to.
Yeah,
like,
fair.
It's literally even the fucking pages are trying to.
Yeah.
Like, this is, like, just a thing of the tone of it is trying really hard.
Yeah, fair enough.
But I don't know what it is about, because it's a very interesting book just to see how, like, life takes out on fuckers. Especially, like, when it's a thing of... At this point, Peter is like the youngest of like the Avengers, and I think it pretty much says at the start they're all dead. So to think of all of his friends are dead, and then his wife is dead, and it's his fault. And to think of he's already getting on the years, and he just nothing he can do about it but try. But he's still in his fucking like 80s or whatever age he is. It's one of those things where it's like horrible to think about, but it's also like. Well, like it's something that everybody's scared of, if you get what I mean.
I mean, here, if it could be done well and adapted well to film, then sure, if it could be adapted better than the book. Yeah. But like honestly, I think the Miller style of grimdark is very overplayed, and frankly, I'm starting to get really fucking sick of it. To be honest.
Like it's a thing of I'll say this much: it's not even that much like a Miller book. I think they literally just said that just to be like here.
Buy our book.
We can do it too.
No, I mean, like I have read the book. It wasn't my thing personally. Like I think it's not that I'm not saying like Spider-Man needs to be happy all the fucking time. Like no, he gets depressed and he gets sad like any person should. Yeah. You know, but like I guess I like my Spidey a little bit more like USM. Like, you know, Brian Michael Bendis.
Yeah, I get what you mean. No, like, I do completely. It's just a thing of like I'm not. It's a thing of like that's like I'm like that's same here to be fair. Like I just enjoy the character in general, but it is interesting to see. Like in the same way, the reason why we have Elseworld stories to see what the differences could make.
Actually, you know what? I'd love to see it in a film if like, let's say Spider-Verse wanted to get a little bit edgy, the edgy of the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, or even just a thing of being like it's like kind of like a warning, like a very unsubtle warning to like whichever story reasons, if it's like 616 Peter or if it's fucking Spider-Man Noir or whoever, of just you either it's very much that like I know like we're fucking compared to Batman and everything else, but the whole you die a villain, you die a hero, you
the long see yourself become the villain.
Yeah, but instead of that, you just see yourself not physically able to do it anymore, and it's just like, lads, that's fucked.
It's like, honestly, the old man Peter Parker story that I want to see is the old man Peter Parker story that I kind of, on some level, grew up with, which was when May Parker, as in like Peter's daughter May, becomes like Spider-Girl, Spider-Woman.
Oh yeah, and he retires.
He retires and he's got like a fucked up leg, and he's literally got a walking stick. He's like in his 40s, 50s. Like he's not old man,
but Peter, he's middle-aged man.
He's like forced into retirement because he just wouldn't heal because like he fucked up his back. He like fell down an elevator shaft or something.
Yeah, it was just a thing where it's like regardless of who you are, if you're mortal, you're not getting up from this. Like you're not getting up normally from this.
Yeah, so I mean, I liked the idea of then Normie, like Harry's son, then becoming a bloodthirsty maniac and trying to kill Peter for like reasons.
I think they went. They might have. I think. No, wasn't that. Okay. For some reason, I thought it was like they did the same thing as the films, where it was like you killed my granddad or something like that. But like also, I think it might have something else. I think it might have just been like I think it could have been like one of those like that old black and white Batman book, or is it I just want to kill Batman? No reason. I just want to try.
Yeah.
Just
because I can.
Because some people are just mad where they're just like if they see a challenge and they're just like, hey.
Kind of like Craven, really. Actually, Craven.
Craven's Last Hunt would be a great story.
Yeah, I'd love to see that.
Because they don't really do all that much where it's like the villain wins, but is still human, if you get what I mean. Because lots of times they get to the point where if they win, it's like, oh my god, they've destroyed everything just because they can or whatever. Whereas him, it's not particularly because he hates anybody or he's not even particularly evil. Apart from the fact he's a fucking poacher. It's in his head it's just a challenge.
Yeah.
Which it has like in his mind he's looking at it like an animal, which is not a good thing. Obviously it's not a good thing. But it's not you're a hero, I'm a villain, we must fight. It's a thing of you're the hardest thing on this planet to kill more than likely. That is mortal. So I'm gonna fucking try.
Yeah.
And the fact that, like, I would like to see how people would react to what seems like 3/4 of the way into the film, Craven wins.
Jason Momoa as Craven.
Craven would be fucking... Because, to be fair, they look quite... Even though, like, I'd say particularly the old... Like, the Craven's Last Hunt comic looks a lot like Jason Momoa.
I have a better casting. I can't remember his name off the top of my head and I feel terrible for forgetting. You know your man in The Hobbit? The main dwarf.
Oh, I know Thorin.
Thorin, yeah.
Yeah, is played by... He was also in... He's also in The Vicar of Dibley, I think. I can't remember.
That guy is Craven.
Everyone, Oakenshield, yeah. I think, if they gave him all the same shit from... All the same hair and shit from The Hobbit, but made
drag him through dirt.
And drag him through dirt and give him a man bun.
Just tell him to roll around a little bit, you know?
Yeah, and not like shorten him down to be a dwarf. Like, yeah, that's pretty fucking close. That is very goddamn close.
Yeah.
But to be fair, like I think it would be also one of those things as well because you'd have to follow him around for a bit as he tries to fuck up Spider-Man's legacy.
You know what'd be cool is like a Spider-Man movie from the perspective of Craven.
Yeah.
I'd watch that.
No, I'd straight up watch that. Like that I think would be really interesting as well because that was around the time where Peter was wearing like the black suit post the Venom, but he was still kind of like a little bit dark. It was around that time where he had like his dark period. And they had that amazing cover which I always see on t-shirts of him crawling out of his grave. Which that is beautiful piece of work. That's fantastic. To be fair though, like when you look at all the weird, of all the characters, I think Spider-Man has some weird shit going.
Oh yeah.
Straight up, like
apparently, like when he gave birth to himself.
When he gave birth to himself in the early 2000s, just so he'd have organic webbing. Apparently, that's like the biggest reason why. Is because they want him to be more like the films. So they came up with this idea rather than just going, like, you know, his mutation. Because it would be a way easier to explain it. That just like his mutation has evolved as he's gotten older. Because his metabolism and everything has changed as he's gotten older, and it's just like he thinks he's out there cutting his wrists, and then one day he just goes like, Spider-Man does this, and then all of a sudden the web comes out of his hand or something like that. Way more than he bangs this insect queen, even though like she should have no effect on him because spiders are arachnids. And they Frenchie, and he turns into Man Spider, and then he gives birth to himself, and then he can shoot webs. It's like, lads, what were you smoking? Straight up.
They've been hanging around with Grant Morrison.
They were hanging around with Grant Morrison way too much.
Actually, no, Grant Morrison would have been able to make it coherent.
Yeah, and it wouldn't be like... I'd love to see the guy who said... So, he bargains this freaky spider chick, like this freaky insect chick who can control minds. Okay, that's not a fair reach for comics, that's not a fair reach for us.
I mean...
Also, like, he gives birth to himself because he turns into a giant spider and bursts out of his own ass.
We love it.
I'd love to see the one guy who was like, you lost me, and it's like, you're fired. It's like, lads, what the fuck? Like, it's just one of those weird ones. Like, you just wonder where they come from.
Considering who Marvel are letting into their fucking offices lately, I'm not really surprised.
That's
I mean, now, having said that, I have to say their editorial team seem to be a lot better lately. Like Patrick Gleason's now. I'm really like looking forward to seeing what he comes up with.
Yeah, like that's not a stab. It's just more so when you say it. When I say those sentences, I feel like I'm giving myself schizophrenia. Like I feel like something's going wrong because it's just like because I remember I was actually talking to. I think I was talking to Mika because we were watching Spider-Man, and that came up in conversation, and she was just like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah, he gave birth out of himself out of his own thorax because he turned into a fucking giant spider," and it was just. If you know Meek at all, it's one of those things where when she just does this repeatedly, you know it's like...
Either grossed her out or she can't wrap her head around it.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's just like... It's like the gears turning halfway and going back just because it doesn't want to process that thought. And it's just like...
Repress!
Because like, I think I even got the picture up and all, and she was just like, no. It's just like, yes, this is a thing.
But like, speaking of Gleason going to Marvel, it's like one thing I was really happy about with DC lately is that that Peter J. Tomasi, one of the best writers for Damian Wayne maybe ever. Yes, that I'm even including Grant Morrison. As much as I love the man, and I know as much as he like created Damian Wayne. It's like one of my favorite characters.
Kid,
It's like it's his like thought baby. I just feel like Peter J. Tomasi just writes him a little better. He wants to develop him a little bit more, and he kind of has this understanding about how to make the character grow.
Didn't he do the New 52 Batman and Robin books?
He did the New 52 Batman Incorporated, but Tomasi did Batman and Robin.
That's what I mean.
Oh, sorry.
That's what I mean. Is Tomasi did Batman and Robin.
He's legit, and he did Super Sons as well. Like, he is legit my favorite. Goddamn.
And he's in the last couple of years the most consistent writer for
Damian. And like finally we have Damian kind of back working with Batman after kind of like not being written into the Bat books for like the longest goddamn time.
Can I say how much we love this cover?
Oh yeah, no, I was so glad I found that variant when I found it. Like,
this is a
just
that's all it is.
Take my money.
Take my money. Especially love how well they made Jason's Red Hood helmet. That looks fucking fantastic.
Actually, is that 1002? That's 1003.
1003, yeah.
So 1002, I think, is when Damian actually starts helping Bruce out with the cases and stuff. With the cases.
My glasses.
Like he actually starts doing really useful shit, and like himself and Batman are like legit working together on a case, and they're kind of like fixing. Prepare for an Arkham Knight rant, by the way.
Here we go.
I'm not even sorry. It's kind of like You can have a flip through if you want.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like, first of all, they're fixing a lot of the problems with Arkham Knight from like Batman Arkham Knight, in that it's actually not Jason. They made a new character, and Tomasi kind of like they kind of led into it from Batman 1000 or Detective Comics 1000, where they have like a collection of short stories, and the last one is canon, the same way they did with Action Comics and made the last one canon. And like, I was thinking, oh man, is Tomasi gonna write like an Elseworld story, like, you know, where it's like a medieval Batman, kind of like Dark Knights of the Round Table again?
I love that book.
Oh, it's amazing. It's such a fun concept. But then, like, then it was just this whole thing. It was like, oh shit, no, they're just redoing Arkham Knight, and it's not Jason. And instead of having this like murder mystery bullshit like what Heroes in Crisis was, yeah, I'm still not over it. Instead of having this like bullshit of like Heroes in Crisis, where it's kind of like, oh, it's a murder mystery. It's not a murder mystery, but it is a murder mystery. Like now,
like it's almost schizophrenic trying to make up its own.
Yeah,
or trying to get you to agree with it. It's like, lad, you've changed your mind every 3
yeah,
seconds.
like now it's kind of like this one I won't spoil because it's the first time that we've covered it, and if we talk about it next week, then I might go into a little bit more.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
You know, then it's your own fault. But
you've been warned. In advance.
So basically, they don't really tell you the Arkham Knight's identity. Like they do keep it a mystery for like 2 issues, which I think is kind of enough.
Yeah, like you don't need to be on forever.
It's like basically, Damian does get captured because he's Robin. He does get captured to some extent, and the Arkham Knight reveals their identity to Damian, and doesn't say a name. They just kind of like, hey, look, I know who you are, Damian, so I'm going to take off my mask, so then we're on equal footing. Is that cool? And on some level, they're trying to kind of like get Damian onto their page, you know?
Yeah,
it's kind of like a little bit, it's a pinch of Court of Owls, but not as manipulative.
To be fair, the way it kind of comes across is kind of the relationship between Ra's al Ghul and Batman.
Yeah.
It's like, I know who you are.
Actually, you know, that's not a bad comparison at all.
Because it's even more so, I'd say it's even a bit more prevalent because it's an Al Ghul talking to someone who looks like a bat.
Yeah.
Or at least is comparing themselves to some sort of knight-like figure.
Yeah.
So it's like, if you mildly stretch it a little bit, it's kind of like a nice reversal around about, instead of it being the hero who's like talking to this mad fucking lunatic from this mad family, it's this little lunatic who's a hero from this mad family who's talking to a nutter who's in a case of armour.
The thing is, when it goes into the backstory in issue 1004, when they go into the backstory of the Arkham Knight in this, it's like, holy crap, this person has legitimate reason to hate Batman, but they're not even doing what they're doing because they hate Batman. They're doing what they do because... I can't even go too much into this. I don't want to spoil it. It's just
this is essentially doing what Rocksteady said they were doing with the Arkham Knight originally.
Yeah.
Where everyone said, I remember this as clear as day, everyone was saying, Jason, isn't it? And I went, no, it's a whole new character we've written for the game. It's not anyone you've seen before. And then it's fucking Jason. And it's like, lads, I understand you're trying to like not give away shit. But also, don't talk shit.
Yeah.
Just, there's an easy way to do that. You have to play the game to find out.
Yeah.
Because that's not even saying yes it is or no it isn't. It's just, you have to play the game to find out.
Buy our product.
Give them a reason to. If you just turn around and go, oh, it's a brand new character, and then we sit down and we go, it's goddamn Jason, we're just going to be like, you're shy talking us.
Help me, help you, help him, help me, help you.
Yeah, it's like, lads, like, it was one of those things of, they didn't even try, it wasn't even like one of those things of where they left it near the end. You already know, if you know anything about Batman, or Batman comics, or Jason Todd, by the 1/4, maybe halfway point, you're already, they're pretty much screaming at you that that's Jason.
Yeah.
And it's like, lads, why you stupid?
Yeah, cause like, here's the thing now. It's all well and good if like you're not a huge Bat fan, you wouldn't know a lot of the mythos behind anything.
Yeah, that's a different thing.
Like that's a different thing. If you got like bamboozled by the if you got like in any way tricked by the twist, yeah, no, cool. More power to you.
The amount of people though who I'd say, because 99.9% of people who would play games or would be into any sort of culture or read or watch film, as soon as Jason was brought in randomly, more than twice, they were going, yeah, that's going to be cool.
Yeah, I think they kind of tried to throw people off the trail by bringing in a Red Hood DLC. It's like, but spoilers, it takes place after the story. Oh, okay, cool, so he is the Arkham Knight. No?
Yeah, and to be fair, it's one of those things as well where it kind of like, maybe it's a thing of once you defeat him, he turns over a new leaf, and then he comes with this persona of Red Hood, and he changes. Literally 3 seconds after you figure, like, they show it's Jason, he just rips off the Arkham Knight helmet and he's got the Red Hood helmet underneath it, and it's like...
Or like he takes like the ears off, like
it's like the ears flick down, and then like his screen gets cracked.
And it turns
so
red.
He flicks the ears down, he takes off the mask, and then the Red Hood mask is left underneath. So it's literally like... What? Because it's not even like... There's no point, before that point, is there a mention to Red Hood, or is there a mention to him even mildly having anything to do with a persona known as Red Hood? But then all of a sudden, he has it pre-made. It's kind of like... It's a little bit weird.
Yeah,
because if he's I'm the Dark Knight. Oh well, I'm the Red Hood.
in the Arkham Knight comics, like it was even based off of a batsuit. Like Jason legit stole the prototype for a batsuit that like Lucius was working on. I don't know. I didn't actually read those ones myself.
Yeah, I read like
basically,
the first one.
I heard there were like a bunch of plot holes, and like don't get me wrong, there's plot holes and everything. But if
it's 100%. It's a story.
Yeah, but like if there's going to be a whole bunch of them after following such a tight continuity from the games, and after I committed myself to reading the Arkham Unhinged comics, I was sort of like, you know what? I think I'm gonna stick to blissful ignorance and never read the actual comics for Arkham Knight, because like it's become multiverse, and I honestly at this stage I don't consider Arkham Knight to be canon to most of Arkham stories. I'd actually consider Arkham Origins to be more canon than Arkham Knight. And like that's one thing that I don't like when people say that Arkham Origins isn't in any way canon to the Arkham franchise, and kind of like Firefly literally referenced the bridge in Arkham Origins.
Yeah.
And Black Mask was literally referenced several times, as in like, well, Black Mask, Joker, Black Mask. Like there's just way too much going for it that they weren't even trying to ignore Arkham Origins. They were like, yeah, no, this is
the thing.
They had the Arkham Origins fucking batsuit in it. When fans say, oh, Rocksteady are even just ignoring Warner Brothers Montreal.
They're purposely including it. It's just that you're trying to make up a narrative for your own opinion.
It's called working on their own game. Because like the entire purpose of Arkham Origins was to be a buffer for while people are waiting for Arkham Knight, because they didn't know whether or not it would even be in what was known as the current gen consoles at that time, you know?
And like it's also a thing as well where the amount of people who bash it, and I'm like, no shit. Like in my own opinion, I don't see like a particular way it's bad at all.
Yeah, honestly,
literally the only way you could really say it's bad coherently is because it wasn't made by Rocksteady, and even still, they don't have exclusive rights to making Batman games. So
they're not God.
They're not God, and
in my eyes, maybe
they're fantastic. They made 3 fantastic games. But if they're turning around and going, "Here, lads, would you do one first?" Then, like, they obviously have the ability to actually make it both, like, on any grounds you can say. So I don't really get when people are like,
it's shit.
It's shit. Like, it's like, no.
We don't have Mark Hamill, we don't have Roger Craig.
Yeah, like, that's like, but then you're getting fucking Troy Baker. You're getting Troy Baker, who in any other fucking situation, you'd be delighted to get Troy Baker. And then... Who was it that did Bats again?
Roger Crichton.
Roger Crichton. Yeah. He was actually great as well. Like, they literally just did a more youthful sounding version of fucking...
Yeah.
What did fucking Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill do?
Yeah, I mean, here, the fucking... I love me some Resident Evil. It is not a secret that I love me some Resident Evil.
Yeah,
I fucking love Resident Evil. And when I was playing 5, I was kind of like, oh shit, he kind of sounds like Batman.
Yeah.
Now he plays Batman in Arkham Origins, and I think he does like a really convincing Bruce Wayne. And he much like Conroy, he actually has a very obvious difference between.
Yeah, it's a like almost like a texture difference, almost like.
Yeah.
And it's just like, that's. But you can also hear that as well, not as like distinctively, because that's a very Conroy thing he's done since he's been doing the animated series. but it's a thing where you can still feel the difference in like the texture of the voice when it comes to the two different identities.
Yeah, and Roger Craig Smith's Batman was obviously a little bit more fresh from the incident regarding like him being 8 years old and seeing his parents gunned down.
And this is like he's in his like 20s or
yeah,
he's 20s.
He's in his mid-20s. Like he's fucking angry. He's like, you know, he hates the world because he's Batman and his parents are dead. And like he doesn't even like Jim Gordon at this stage. And like,
and Jim Gordon particularly doesn't like him. Like,
no, exactly.
It's just fuck you guy, fuck you guy. No, fuck you.
They fucking hate each other until this point where like, I gotta resuscitate him. Wait, what? Yeah, I don't kill people. You don't kill people? No, I don't kill people.
Ha! Friendship. But like, and even still, like, to be fair, there's one moment in that made me go, nah, it's much like it's not Rocksteady, and I'm glad for that. Was the electrocutioner fight?
Oh yeah, I laughed my ass off.
Like you know, like the amount of people who I've seen who are like,
what?
No, it was like more as in like they were like they weren't doing anything because he wasn't doing anything, and they thought, oh, this is gonna be a tough fight. I need to wait for him to do something. Anyway, fuck it, I'm bored. And press one button, knock that bitch out, and they're like, I waited for like 5 minutes to do that.
Oh, see,
you know what I mean?
The thing is,
whereas I instantly, my first instinct was, hit a bitch!
You see, like, I was on a no-death spree until I got to that part. Like, I'm not gonna, like, I legit, I skipped school to, like, go pick it up because I pre-ordered it. And I was obsessed over getting this game.
How many years ago was that?
I was in 5th year, I think.
I would have been, like, 4th, 5th.
Yeah,
you were a year ahead of me, yeah. I would have been a TY. Fuck me, that's a long time ago.
If anything, you had more merit to have skipped.
I literally had no reason to be there, bar like when we went like skiing and stuff.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah, I remember so clearly. Like I got into my uniform and then I got like okay, bye, and like walked up to Dundrum.
Yeah, I was like, yeah. I remember you actually saying to me, "It's like fuck this show, I don't care." I'm like, and I was like, "You lad."
Origins, yeah. But I got the
or Origins, yeah. Sorry.
I walked up to the Lewis, got the Lewis into town. Went to the GameStop in Stephen's Green because we didn't actually have the GameStop in Dundrum yet.
That's how long ago it was. Fuck.
Actually, how long ago it was I was still living out that way.
Fuck.
Like out in the Rado. And
that's a mad thing.
Yeah, and so anyways.
So 4 years.
It was.
TY.
It was 2013.
2013.
Yeah.
6 years ago.
Yeah.
It's been 6. It's been as many years as I was in school away from when I was a TY.
Yeah.
That is.
But
oh god.
But anyways, yeah, I remember like picking it up and like I was there like in half a uniform. Your man from GameStop just kind of like, what the fuck you doing, man?
He's like bumping off, bitch.
I'm kind of like, do you want my money or not? And he just goes, all right, you want to buy the season pass while you're here? Yeah, sure.
Yeah, like, or like.
I remember clear as day. The guy was super nice about it. As well. Like,
to be fair though, like it's not like it's one of those things of like, here, it's your business.
I was like, I was kind of just like, you know, like he asked me for my ID because even like I looked the same then as I do now, practically.
Yeah,
different haircut, but like maybe a little less skinny, but
yeah, here, that's normal.
What the fuck could you say? I remember clear as day. I was meeting up with a friend, and by I was meeting up with a friend, I mean he was supposed to skip as well and forgot.
Yeah, and just went in and was like, I don't have anything to do today, and you're like, fuck.
So like the game's in my bag. Like I like go. I have a nice cup of coffee.
Yeah.
And wait for him to finish class, and then we head back to my place, and we ended up going. Like we got up as far as Electrocutioner, I think, before we had to go, and I was on like a no death run.
Yeah, you just went through.
And like when you hear Steve Bloom's voice,
yes,
you shit yourself
because like he's intimidating sounding.
Yeah, like this is Wolverine for fuck's sake. He's the OG Wolverine, and you're kind of just like, oh man, this is it. Like this Electrocutioner guy is like so fucking intimidating. This is the thing that's actually gonna
challenge you.
It's the thing that's gonna kill me. You know, this is gonna be like my first death of the entire thing. And then I'm just like, what do I do? And my friend's just like, I said, just fucking go for it. I'm gonna go for it. Ha! And like, it goes into cutscene and he just like falls through. I was like, that is the best fucking joke I've ever seen.
Because it's a thing of where they weren't like outwardly like pointing him out, but they were like put him in equal category with everyone you'd face so far and everyone you would face in future. So you're like, oh, it has to progressively get harder, and like this guy's been talked up and da 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 da.
Yeah.
And then you fucking sucker punch him.
Like, he had a whole trailer to himself.
He had a whole trailer and everything,
yeah.
and it's like, you fucking ironically Superman punch the fucking life out of him.
Hmm.
And you do not see him awake for the rest of the game.
Until Joker pushes him out of window.
No, but that's literally what I mean is, the fucking 5 seconds you see him awake again, he is being pushed out of a fucking window.
And he's texting.
And he's texting somebody. Like, he literally, it was so fucking funny. I think, like, I messaged you as soon as I saw it, and I was like, lad...
Because I got to play it.
My heart, yeah. And I was just like, lad, this is just ridiculous. Oh my god.
Because, like, the thing is, I think Arkham Origins had even a way better version of Gotham City than Arkham Knight. Like, Arkham Knight had its, like, 3 islands where, like, no man's land sort of thing. That's fine, but it just didn't look like Gotham City. If anything, it looked more like Joel Schumacher's Gotham City.
Gotham City, yeah.
Whereas this looked very, like, animated series, Tim Burton-y kind of... Like, you'd swear if it had a red sky, it would have been peeled right out of the animated series, is what I think.
Like I really enjoyed it. And, like, one thing I will say, actually, is I much rathered the suits in.
The long Halloween suit.
The long Halloween suit, the John Paul Valley Nightfall suit, the Noel suit, which we were talking about earlier. There was other ones. Sinestro Corps, that was Arkham City.
That was City, yeah. Well, there was Blackest Night and
Blackest Night, White Night.
Brightest
Night. Brightest Day, Blackest Night. Then there was fucking loads of them, to be fair. There was the Red Sun. Red Sun was really good. I really loved that. Because that's one story.
It gave you a Batcave.
It gave you a Batcave as well. That was fucking pretty.
I was like, honestly, it was around like Christmas just gone. I won a VR, like a PSVR, and the first thing I did was, man, I'm gonna get Batman Arkham VR, so I could sit in the Batcave and do this.
And he did it straight up. But like in Origins, I thought it was really good. In Arkham Knight, there was the Justice League 3000 suit.
The suit that I used the most was, like, it was called Iconic Grey and Black, but it was the Dick Grayson Batsuit.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the ones I really used though. The one I would fucking have murdered for I think it was supposed to be in the game, but they pulled it out at the end. Or it was the glitch for it, was the Nightmare suit.
Oh yeah.
Fuck me, when you actually see that, it's like...
terrifying.
I would love that.
If you get the PC version at some stage, or if you have a PC that can run it, you can like mod it.
You can mod it into the game, which like it was just god. But then there was the Justice League 3000 suit, which I remember using at first.
It was pretty neat.
It's pretty nice.
Like it.
It's an interesting take on like a futuristic Batsuit. Then there was
the Batman Beyond suit, and it was terrible.
Batman Beyond suit, no.
It looked like a Power Ranger.
It looked like they wanted to do like a modern version of it, but a modern version of it looks like a non-modern version of it.
It's kind of
because it's modern to us now, but that's a suit from the future.
But it's kind of like they took the Arkham Knight suit and gave it a different job.
And then just instead of having your face exposed, they just covered it in black.
Yeah.
Like the one in Arkham City was just...
You could see the teeth.
You could see the teeth
the eyes
and everything.
Like cartoony. It was amazing.
Yeah, it was amazing. That's what you want because it's from a fucking anime show. And then there was... What else was there?
So they had Noel, which you mentioned.
They had Noel, but that's that's just...
It was better in Origins.
It was way better in Origins.
The New 52 suit.
New 52 suit was actually pretty good.
And the New 52 suit, I think, was in Origins as well, done better.
Yeah, it was done better. Like, I don't know what it was about. Like, I don't know how you can look less as... Like, you can't look as good
with
worse
equipment. How do you fuck up something you've already done?
You've already done with worse equipment. Or with better equipment.
Yeah.
To run it on. Then, there was a bunch of them, actually.
And the Adam West suit was pretty
good. Adam West suit was brilliant.
I ended up using that a lot.
That was a great one. That was a really funny one.
There weren't a lot of memorable ones. There was Batman Azura and R if you had one.
Azura and R, and I couldn't figure out how to get it because I tried like 16 times.
Did you want me to do it for you next time I guess?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
but it was a community thing or something like that, and I kept trying to do it and it wouldn't let me. And
it takes a couple of tries. Like it only takes like 2 more seconds. It's fine.
Yeah. But it was Azura and R. There was
the anime Batman suit.
The anime Batman suit, which was actually like
from Gotham Knight.
Yeah, I actually quite.
It was decent.
It was decent. I liked
the mask was amazing.
The mask was really nice because it was very
Injustice looking nearly.
Very Injustice look, but it was also like it fit perfectly for for what it was going for.
Yeah.
And the very like sloped face and everything like that was perfect. I half want to get them up on my phone just so I can actually say I know, like I couldn't, because I know there's one I used a lot. It shows how bad it is. I used it a lot and I can't remember what it was.
Sure, we can do an Arkham Games retrospective next time.
Yeah, that'd be a great idea actually. Yeah. We could actually go through it. Like we could almost compare them in terms of just like bit by bit and be like, oh, this was better than this, but that was better than that.
Yeah.
But I will say this much though: in all of them, my favourite suit by far was the John Ball Valley suit.
Because I didn't get that because it was on Xbox at the time, so I didn't get it.
You didn't.
It was a PlayStation thing. Exclusive, yeah.
I loved the shit out of it because it just was fucking brilliant. It looked literally like they just peeled it straight off the book. And
honestly, I loved the multiplayer.
The multiplayer.
Like it was such a. I mean, don't get me wrong. The multiplayer had its faults in that it like would stick you in empty lobbies, but when you got into a game, it was amazing.
Fun. It was a lot of fun.
It's like it was one time where I actually wish I actually had a PS3 just so we could do it together.
Yeah.
Because like even if you
and the servers weren't down.
Yeah, it was like if you were like even just hanging out as Joker thugs, you get to like customize your own Joker and Bane thugs.
Yeah, you got to, because it was Joker and Bane were it was Joker and Bane.
It played like Battlefront as well. If you got enough points, you could play as like Joker and Bane.
Yeah, like you had to run over to a door and they would essentially, I think Joker shot your dude in the face and then you became him, and then Bane just fucked you behind them and went on. And then even as well, you got to choose what skin or what costume Batman wore.
Yeah.
So
and Robin.
And Robin wore as well, which I found hilarious because most of the time it's like, well, like for the most part it's like blackness and gone, whereas 9 times out of 10 when I do takedowns, the first thing you see is the red eyes on the John Paul Valley suit and it's like, oh my god, death. But I would really love if they do something like that again, even if it was a thing of like it was purely just like a PlayStation Network game, like a tenner.
Yeah, I'd play the shit out of it.
Play the shit out of it. Even if it was just they re-released it with no new content. And they just did it like, oh, here's the online.
Do it like Epic Games do, like Fortnite and shit.
Yeah, and Fortnite and Dauntless and all that other shit.
Yeah, and like make the, like, yeah, you can buy skins for sure. But like honestly, I think they'd make more money on the skins because like think of how many bat suits there are.
Yeah, like if the only thing they actually did was put money into like having a shitload of bat suits in it or a shitload of Robin suits, or even like being able to be Red Hood.
Or imagine bringing in Batwoman, Batgirl, and all that.
All that sort of shit. Like I think it would be great.
That'd be amazing.
It would be really great, and as well, I think it'd be cool if it's like of even like. Depending on who would be up for it or whatever, you could even have like say they talk to Image, get Spawn. Could you imagine Spawn and Batman chasing you down in that game?
Yeah, a little bit of poop would come out.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that'd be fucking terrifying because it'd be like, Batman has you, can I get the other guy? And then all of a sudden this demon comes through a fucking wall. It's like,
it's Batman as like,
give me him.
It's like it's Batman as the fucking Nightmare Batman and Spawn.
Oh my god, I cannot think. That would be a great setup for like a Halloween
patch,
or even like a D&DC. Like just even if it's just a thing of, that'd be great because there is like the Omega Spawn who's a villain.
Yeah.
And just you could like have like Nightmare Batman where he's essentially just
office rocker.
He's like an alternate Batman who just said, fuck it. Actually, Scarecrow had a really good idea. Or even just make it that they're like, they're Halloween versions of those characters. I don't know who you'd use for, because Al Simmons, you never see him as Al Simmons, so maybe like, maybe someone with no powers, and it's just like, oh my god.
You know what would be really funny though, is if like, it's not that Spawn is canonically in the game, it's that if you're playing as a thug, his greatest fear is Spawn.
Oh my god, how annoyed would you be by that? It's like, you get like, it's some fucker who somehow got like to the DC universe from the Image universe, and it's like, you'll spill your guts, and it's like, I'm sorry Spawn, I'm sorry. What did you fucking say? I'm Batman, bitch! It's like, oh, okay, that's fine. It's like,
I don't know what's worse.
He's just like, oh, you're Batman. Oh, that's fine, just break my legs, okay. And it's just like, he just sort of like, throws out like a boom tube and Spawn stand on the other side like, what bitch? And it's like, you're gonna want this guy to, no, give me back to Batman! Give me back to Batman! Because to be fair,
Batman turns to Nightmare Batman, give me back to Spawn, give me back to Spawn!
It's just like, it's like an infinite loop, it's just like,
it gets worse.
And then it's like Omega Spawn, and it's like when he has the horns and everything else, and he's just like a bad dude, and it's like,
Or no, give me back to Batman, give me back to Batman. It's Damien Batman. Oh, fuck.
It's just one of those moments where he looks and goes, I'm fucked no matter what I do. And he's like, dude, you should just let yourself with Batman. You would have just got brain damage. I was like, what about Spawn? That was your first mistake. that was when you were screwed.
But like what I was saying about even Detective Comics with the whole Arkham Knight thing
exactly,
is that fucking it's so weird seeing Tomasi working without Patrick Gleason.
Yeah.
Like,
to be fair, there's just people like that.
Because it's like Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo. It's George Perez and Mark Wolfman. You know, it's like there are certain artists that go together really, really well. Like actually, you know what, Jeff Lemire. Actually, could you pass down the Earth One there? Like, I think Jeff Lemire works really, really well with the artists on Teen Titans Earth One. If you ever get the chance, this series is probably one of the best Teen Titans books you will ever read, and it's not even about the OG Teen Titans. It's like there's no backtracking.
It's a slice, kind of like.
Yeah, like there's no backtracking for any continuity. You'll still know what the fuck's going on, because the whole point of Earth One books is, hey, I know jack shit about Batman, or I know jack shit about Superman.
Or Teen Titans.
What's a good jump? Like, what's a good jump on point? It's like, well, there isn't necessarily a good jump on point. But what I can give you is a book where it shows like a completely different version of them, and you don't need to worry about continuity at all because it is its own continuity.
Yeah, it's entirely self-reliant, and it's even things like the
Terry Dodson.
Yeah,
yeah.
And it's even
Jeff Lemire works really, really well with Terry Dodson.
Where like the Superman one I have, and
amazing.
It's very fucking reminiscent of Man of Steel.
Yeah. Like, honestly, it was very kind of cut and paste from Man of Steel, and honestly, I think if they just did a straight adaptation of of Superman Earth 1, it would have been a more well-received film.
Yeah.
Because the guy who actually wrote the Superman Earth 1 book used to write for TV.
Yeah.
Like, that was his day job. He, like, did TV shows. Like, he did crime shows, I think,
I think he did, like, a lot of, like, CSI and... kind of the Luther, CSI, like all that sort of like crime shit he used to do. But yeah, it's a great jump on point. Like, it will be a thing of, it won't be like, because like the Teen Titans one, if you read this and then you go on and read like
the 1980s,
or even the more recent one,
Dan Abnett,
or even
may he burn in hell, Dan Abnett,
or what to call it, the remember the one Connor got me for my birthday?
Oh, like the Jeff Johns one.
Yeah, Jeff Johns or any of that. It will be completely different in tone to this.
Yeah.
Because that is... If you ever watch a Teen Titans TV show, in the comics, that's the closest you'll get to it.
Yeah.
It's just you have a much wider range of characters, because like Khan is in it, and you know, Wonder Girl's in it. You know, pretty much everybody who you would actually really enjoy seeing is in it.
Like, honestly, it's kind of like what if Dick Grayson didn't form the Titans with Donna Troy?
And they just happened, or
it just sort of because like the team roster is without like giving too much away. Like the team roster is like it starts off with Gar, Terra, Jericho, Raven, Starfire.
Yeah.
And then like Cyborg as well.
Cyborg is joined as well.
Yeah, and so some other familiar faces show up along the way, but it's like you don't even need to know who the fuck they are, and even if you are a hardcore fan of, let's say, Raven, it's kind of like, you know what? No, this is really cool. It's like, instead of what if Raven were part demon, she probably still very well may be, but in this case, I think she's like a Native American, I believe. Yeah, she's Native American. I think it's like. Yeah. I don't know if it's a Cherokee. It's like or I think so. I'm not too sure, but like they make her more of like a spiritual force as opposed to anything else. Like it's it's very interesting, and it's cool that they went through the thought of. I love the art, man. The art is really fantastic. Actually, if you like the artwork for Spider-Verse, it looks like Spider-Verse. Yeah. It's also a thing where whenever I look at Cyborg before he turns into Cyborg, it kind of reminds me more so this angle where his hair looks a little square. It reminds me of what's the young fella's name in Recess? Oh, that's gonna fucking annoy me. Like, if you know Recess, you know what I'm talking about. He was a sportsman and everything. It kind of makes me think of like if you modernise this look, especially with the line shit. Yeah. With the shave-ins, I cannot remember. I can remember probably every other member's name because I'm not trying to think of them. Number one, TJ, just because my dad looks like him when he puts on a backwards baseball cap. He like a red backwards baseball cap. My dad turns into like TJ when he turned into an adult. Which I don't think we ever actually got to see.
Because they never even did like a Fairy Odd Parents or anything where you actually just got to see them afterwards. It was just like done.
There was something, I think it was Butch Hartman did, where like he did a actually no, it was Lou Tunes.
Yeah.
Lou Tunes did like a flash forward 30 years. What happens to like what happens to the kids from Recess? What do they look like now? But actually, here's the thing. If like you're, I mean this in the bare bones of what it means. I'm not talking about like annoying social justice warriors that like fight battles from their keyboard. I'm talking about like if you're into social justice as a topic and if you're into social politics, I guess.
It's a great.
I would actually highly recommend it. I'm not into politics. In fact, if anyone who
anti-politics.
Yeah, anyone who knows me, I'm like when it comes to politics, I'm a bit of an anarchist. I fucking hate politics. And yet this book did not annoy me. Like I actually love the book to bits.
It's very much. It does it without being preachy.
Exactly. It went diverse and like they did like race change a bunch of characters a good bit, but like they didn't do it in a preachy way. They didn't like shove it down your throat. They didn't. Sorry.
It was Navajo. That's the tribe she's from.
But, like they didn't do it in like a preachy like talk down to people way. They did
like you should do this and do that. It was just lads. It was very much like it was almost a very Irish attitude of like.
Fuck it.
Lads, fuck it. Yous aren't dickheads. Let's get on with it. You know, it's like to be fair, I can't say that for everybody because like, you know, not everyone's, you know, not a fucking idiot. But like it for well like not just in terms of that sort of stuff, but as in even other things, it's just like what's the big fucking deal? Yeah. Like because like that's why like I never really get the need for social justice warriors in terms of like I don't get like if it fucks up my head that it's a thing like some people have or not even feel they have to do it in terms of on them. It's a thing of where it's still a problem.
No, see, I understand social justice. I don't understand having to ram it from like to people from a keyboard.
No. But what I mean is I'm not talking about in terms of the people doing it. It's just that it still fucks me up at this point in a modern society. Yeah. We still have
bigots.
Yeah, essentially, it's like, lad, get over it. Like, what is the big deal? Like, it's one of those things that I'm always like, here, if someone's of a different culture or something like that, it's not a thing of me going, ooh, fucking this, fucking that. It's me going, if I know that culture already, I'm like, oh, cool. I kind of know, like, you know, like, I already kind of know, like, a little bit, probably not a lot, I know a tiny bit maybe about their background. Whereas if someone turns around to me and I know nothing about what they're on about, I'm there going, lad.
It's like, I mean,
give us that.
It's like there are actual social justice warriors who will actually fight for proper social justice and not complain about the thermostat.
Yeah, like there's
Remember that, the air conditioning?
Which one was that?
Oh my god, I'm going to tell you off camera.
No, just like tell me one thing that would make me that would remind me.
Again, like off camera, it's like it's very much not for this kind of show, but like it was something to do like sexist air conditioning.
Oh yeah. I think I remember what you're talking about now. Yeah. But like that kind of shit, it's like
that's just stupid.
There's certain things where they can only like they. You're taking it to a point where you're kind of ruining your own argument. Cause like obviously if it's something that's like say if it's something where it's like I've seen people who are getting lashed out for the American headdress thing, which I'm like, if it's someone who has no reason of their own bar they want to start something kind of thing, I get what you mean, but I'm also like why are you fighting other people's battles? Whereas if someone turns around and goes, lad, that's my culture, could you please not do that? It's like
cool,
fucking good man or woman for saying it. Good person, good human or squid person or whatever anybody is nowadays.
Otherkin, whatever.
I'm as much as we say we don't give a shit. I'm just not trying to bring any shit into my head. I'm not trying to bring a furry.
But then again, like with Teen Titans Earth 1, it's very different. It's kind of like it takes social politics and applies it in a very different way. And in the case that it applies it to teenagers, it's kind of like what teenagers would actually be insecure about. Like for the most part, Tara, like in this, is a very interesting character. She just wants to kind of fit in. She wants to find a home. She wants to find a family. She doesn't feel at home when she's at home, and like I think she's dating Vic. I haven't read it in a while. She's like I don't know if it's a thing of they're dating they're
or
definitely
it's like
very close.
Like maybe it's like a flirtation ship or it's something within those grounds of it could be either it's a full blown like because I don't think they are because I think it was like a thing of they were still hinting at maybe something could happen at the end.
What I do want to see happen is I do want to see an animated series of it. I want the soundtrack to be done by gorillas.
Yes, that would be a great idea. Like with like maybe like a song by like Red Hot Chili Peppers or something like that.
Throw it in, yeah.
Throw it in just
for good measure.
For good measure, yeah. And it's it's very interesting as well because it's like there's never a point when you're reading it and they ever get onto a situation like that where you either cringe out of, oh, this is just really badly done and it makes me feel uncomfortable, or you're just kind of like, oh, why did they choose to go like that? Or, you know, like, there's never a point where you're going, no, please no. It's all very organic and it feels right and it doesn't feel like anything's being forced.
Did I ever lend you Volume 2?
No, you never did.
Okay, remind me before I go. Because actually, I have it upstairs now, so...
Oh, yeah, but, like, it's been a while since I read it, but even still I remember it just because I remember it going, Jesus Christ, fearful. Because it's a thing where it's, like, even...
Because when I was pitching it to you, you were like, I don't know, man.
Yeah, it seemed very odd, because it was, like, it felt like one of those things I was talking about before, where it was, like, they're changing things just for the sake of it.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, when it serves... This is literally what I'm on about, what it means. It serves a purpose. Not even Elseworld. When it serves a purpose, when it serves a purpose and it affects a character's outlook and personality, that's what I think is a fantastic idea. And I think Raven's the biggest example because, like, it's...
Raven's amazing.
Raven is fantastic in this. Like, it's literally, like, this is probably the first time where, like, straightforward Raven is possibly second. Because it's just, like, it's very interesting because, as well, it's like a thing of, you get your point of view from someone who's, like, this used to be our shit. And it's still a thing where it's, like, you know, it's not entirely, like, it's more of like Native American. It's more hinted that it's kind of like a spiritual, darker kind of power that she has, but it's not demonic in any way.
Yeah.
Which I find
that we know of.
That we know of. But at the same time, it's like it's very interesting to see, especially in comparison to the other characters who are like, you would like if you know anything about Teen Titans, you'd recognise them.
Yeah.
On the dot. But it's also very it's also weird as well when you think like. It's also quite, like the way I'm trying to get across this is, it's like you have two blonde white people, you have a Native American person, you have an African American person, and then you have someone who's just fucking green, and it's like I think it's really funny because I don't even think they make a joke about him being green when he turns green. They're just like, oh my god, you're fucking green.
This might as well happen, but the thing is, it's like it's a very diverse roster, but they don't have to be kind of like. You know, like college prospectuses.
Yeah.
They don't make it look like a college prospectus.
They don't make it look like we got like you hear about some skills where they don't have a very diverse ethnicity, so they get like the one or two people of other ethnicities to be in almost every other photo.
Token number 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah. You know, token Asian, token black guy, token. We'll figure it out later. Which to be fair, most people couldn't even do because, like, literally it was a thing where, like, you know, you're in a Jewish school, you're already kind of like, it's kind of ethnic already. Yeah. Well, not even ethnic, it's just like we're not particularly. Yeah, exactly. We're not particularly, you know, like, it's not a thing. Like, to be fair, when you go to a school where it's like, yeah, some fucked up shit has happened in the history of a particular people, you're kind of like, who really gives a fuck? You know, like, who gives a fuck about skin colour and all that sort of crap?
But in any case, before we do finish up, I like to kind of like leave one spot to recommend books to kind of people who, much like with Teen Titans Earth 1, that was kind of an unexpected recommendation.
Yeah, but it's
like for people who want like a jump on point for stuff like you're into comics, your friends love comics, you don't know where to start. You might have heard of a man called Kevin Smith, kind of like king of nerds at the moment. Like he's
beautiful humor.
Yeah, like he made Clerks, he made like. Pretty much any Askew-universe film, like make Dogma, Jay and Silent Bob. If you haven't heard of Kevin Smith, you've heard of Jay and Silent Bob.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
and he did a couple of episodes of The Flash, Supergirl. Like
the ultimate. It's Jay and Silent Bob is like the ultimate union between comic book fans and nerds, stoners. But because it's just he's great. He's got a real great sense of humor.
Oh, for sure. And he's a fantastic storyteller, and he loves Batman. He had like a podcast for ages called Batman on Batman, a better podcast than this.
Wildly so, because you know
they have,
he's him.
They have a structure.
They have a structure. He's him, and he wrote for Batman.
Yeah, no, he wrote for Batman. He wrote an amazing Green Arrow run as well.
Yeah.
But that's canon to old continuity Green Arrow. So maybe don't start there.
But
maybe,
it is.
Maybe read some Green Arrow before you go into
from a die-hard Green Arrow fan. Yes.
Yeah.
Just yes. He really gets Ollie down really well. Like because like there's lots of times where guests.
His humor is very Ollie.
Yeah, it's very Ollie-ish, which is why I quite like him a lot. Because he's like the way I describe to people. If you somehow don't know who he is, the ultimate comparison I could make is if Nick Frost was American and into comics more than comedy.
Yeah.
Because they're very similar.
Humor, like
before everything happened and he lost that weight and everything. A lot of it was I'm a big lad, hey, you know. But it was never like, oh god, he needs help. It's like, oh, he's just being a funny cunt.
Yeah, he's got an amazing podcast now called Fat Man Beyond.
Fat Man Beyond, yeah, which is like
we have a couple seconds left, so I'm just gonna let it run out.
Yeah, exactly. Just screw it.
I'll just stop and start. It's all. So really quickly before we finish things out, we're having some technical difficulties, as you probably noticed by the quality change, but we like to kind of do some recommendations. So Impromptu was Teen Titans Earth 1, if you're looking for a nice jump on point for something fresh, and you're kind of sick of the what's in continuity, what's out of continuity. And another one would be Cacophony and the Widening Gyre by Kevin Smith. They're two very accessible Batman books. Widening Gyre does end on a cliffhanger that has not been resolved, but like it's there for the ride, not the destination. Honestly, I recommend it to anyone who's looking to get into comics in any way, shape, or form. So anything you want to say to finish out?
To be fair, the only thing I'm really looking forward, or the only thing I'm really looking forward to, or even talking about on this, is another Hellboy like one shot thing they're doing, because all the things they're doing now is just literally filling out space in its history that they never talked about. So like a story like 62 where he faces the beast of Vagur, I think it is Vagur. But I will, because it came out yesterday, I think, or
would have been today because there's.
It was either yesterday. It was either last week or.
It could be tomorrow. Sorry, because today's Tuesday as we're recording this.
Yeah. But yeah, either way, I'll probably be reading that and then bring it on here and having a little narrow about that. So that's literally the only thing I'll be looking forward to.
Cool. So next time we'll probably talk about some Arkham games.
Yeah, probably. Okay. Yeah, and maybe we'll throw in some other games just to see what happens.
We'll have a gaming week.
Yeah, a gaming week. We'll just have a gaming week straight up and we'll just talk about some bits.
Do the games have stuff?
The games have stuff. You want to keep that in there, you bitch?
Oh.